Obviously, in the last week, the nation and really the world, lads, has lost someone that we looked up to, a thing that brought the people together, served with honour and distinction, a beacon of light in all of our lives. So we, on behalf of all of us here at Cultaholic Wrestling, are here to just say rest in peace, NXT 2.0.
Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on your YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to another thrilling, awe-inspiring, throbbing edition of the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to the dulcet tones of myself, Maffew, joined by Ross and Andrew, as well as Jack.
Yes, we need to just quickly do some housekeeping, whatever the saying is. Jack's front door can't lock, and this podcast goes long enough as it is. So we're going to do certain sections with Andrew here, and Jack will be back for the main event that is the Week in Wrestling and the Hall of Fame.
That's right. He's the Tajiri when Eddie Guerrero needed a tag partner and Chavo was unavailable. Also, Jack's front door's not working. His address is... all right, fair enough. Sorry. So how the hell are you, Ross?
I'm all right. I'm a bit tired. I don't know what else to say there. Nothing to report. It's been a very boring week at work. How about you?
Same. Just
taking
along, singing a song.
Walking in a someone wonderland.
Yeah, that's right. At the hottest time of the year, it certainly is. And how's yourself, Andrew?
Yeah, I'm all right. Thank you. I've just been watching all this Tokyo Game Show stuff. Getting excited for Kenny Omega being in Yakuza now. That's quite exciting.
Pardon?
That's just
not in the Yakuza. In the Yakuza franchise.
Kenny Omega has joined the Yakuza.
Well, I know that, with New Japan, they had certain things behind the scenes.
Not that one.
They're bringing all the greats back. The Yakuza. Kenny Omega.
Is it not going to be like WCW versus NWO? New Japan versus
the Yakuza.
Fronted by Kenny Omega.
Book it, red shoes.
Be the elite.
But I'm good.
He tries to be in the elite. He's got no fingers.
Whoa.
Good times. So, yes, you said, it's wrestling. It's not been as dramatic as last week, but, the last season of Game of Thrones wasn't as dramatic as last week. So, let's see what we've got to talk about. The PWI 500's been released, a.k.a. that time of year when wrestlers pretend that they care about PWI. They all the indie mates in the group chat are going, higher than ye. From condescending order, number 10, Jonathan Gresham.
Ooh, that's a spicy pick.
That'll definitely help with the allegations that he tried using his PWI ranking.
Yeah.
Why did he come?
That's never been confirmed, by the way.
I assume he came higher last year. Did he come higher last year?
I think he was in the top 10.
Did he come lower
I
last year?
can't remember. Maybe he was higher.
Ooh.
I assume if you were higher, you would use it, right?
Big time. Well, this is obviously a list done. It's a mixture of kayfabe and...
I was going to say, yes, because
isn't it?
number 9 was Big E, who obviously, because he won the big title...
And it's from June to June, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So he won it in September, didn't he? And he was gone in March.
El Hijo del Vikingo, AAA, which I'm very happy with. Good flippy lad, him. Very scrummy. Brian Danielson, AEW. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes, AEW/WWE.
He should have been number 1, shouldn't he? He's number 1 in all our hearts. We miss you,
and
Prince.
Next. Bobby Lashley, WWE. No complaints there.
Yeah, no arguments there.
Hangman Page, AEW. I guess in kayfabe, yeah.
No.
Bit high, innit?
Do you reckon?
High, yeah.
I think his matches
a little
have
bit
been
high.
good.
His matches have been good, yeah. I'm just still bitter about the way his title reign passed.
Yes.
Well, more on that later on. CM Punk, AEW. Never heard of him.
Boo!
Okada, New Japan. Because you have to put New Japan wrestler to pretend you're cool. And Roman Reigns, WWE, of course. Very well deserved.
Either one. Obviously. Never loses, does he?
No.
Who else could be top?
No one's topping him.
Well, if you're a very lucky person, that's for sure. But him on Logan Paul this week was interesting, saying that back in the day he had no equity in the business, so he had to say everything Vince McMahon wrote down for him, even if it was highlighted. That's the stuff he had to emphasize. So he's all about, I've done all this 3 years of good stuff, but people still say suffer and suck attached to me. I'm like, yeah, good for you, Roman. You got some bollocks now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I mentioned that, but there we go.
I'd like to point out, I knew it was crap. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
so I think
it's nice to hear that, I guess, yeah.
It'd be worse if he's like doing a Triple H things like, to be fair. Vince's lines helped this business. Being the Elite, now on hiatus. Obviously, it's a bit hard to do a show if half the people are suspended. So all it said on Twitter, on the Being the Elite Twitter account, no, hashtag Being the Elite this week on hiatus until further notice. The only update since last time has been Pat Buck has been unsuspended after it was revealed by Fightful Select that he was integral to splitting up the fight.
And Cutler as well. I think Brandon Cutler too.
Oh, I'll check that. It's been...
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Well, that was what he did for WWE as well. All the on-screen fights. He was like, what are you doing, man? Bring it. Oh, my God, the officials are down to the ring. This is super serious business.
He always used to get beat up, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
They'd come. It was when Drew and Sheamus stuff was happening, right?
Every
and he'd
Brock
always
Lesnar
try
feud
and
as well,
get,
yeah.
he'd always try and get involved.
Oh, hell, don't worry, lads.
Thrown
Pat
around.
Buck's here. The buck stops here. Punch.
On being the elite, I can obviously fully understand why they're not going there because, it's just going to cause more trouble at this stage and there's a legal thing going on. But, they could have taken it back to the roots. They were traveling all around the world doing being elite back in the day. They're suspended. They could have had a holiday, taken us with them.
Kenny's having a buzzing time in Japan at the moment, isn't he?
He's joining the Yakuza, the camera
Yakuza.
Cutler. Hey, get the camera out there.
The next shot, you just see Brandon Cutler's arm with the camera still attached on the table.
They go, Kenny Omega, is this man important to you? And him going, nah.
He's a stooge.
A rumor killer, says here the report, which is an interesting thing to say. It'd be a good name of someone's finisher. The Young Bucks were alleged to have sent feelers to WWE, which I wonder how that works. Hey, have you heard of us? It's either... Oh, it's like, have you heard of us? We're the Young Bucks. And WWE's like, can you send a CV? We've not heard of you. But it's just interesting because when we just talked about Tony Khan having issues with WWE trying to tamper with contracted talent, and our Young Bucks are like, we'll tell people that we want to be in WWE in the way that only wrestlers can, which is messaging Meltzer and letting them know this. Apparently Meltzer has said, no, they've denied it, which is interesting because Meltzer should have said, yeah, but they're the ones who told me, so...
I bet they're going, damn it, Dave. We're here trying to leverage more money from Tony Khan and you're spouting that out there, Dave. Our friend Dave. Because this is one of the rare occasions you think, I'm going to trust Dave Meltzer more than other journalists out there because he is obviously best friends with the likes of the Young Bucks and Chris Jericho, who, by the way, has done so wonderfully well behind the scenes over the past couple of weeks. Have you heard this?
No,
this is in the news. The next news segment. Jericho's been doing great.
Just every week, we'll just mention that he's been doing fantastically well, leading from the front, being an example for these young whippersnappers.
Good matches as well recently, too. He's a good lad all around.
It's a good hand. He's good hand in the ring and he's good hand when he puts his pocket to give us the money. Yes. The big news, I guess, this week is Bobby Fish departed AEW. And the reason revealed was, in a very long, convoluted way, they couldn't come to terms on a financial package. It's a lovely way of putting that, isn't it?
Want to get paid in pure gold. Yeah. Cigarettes and other contraband.
Yeah. We had financial differences. I wanted finance, and they were different. But then Bobby Fish went, I'm not coming back then. All right, cool. So he decided to shout his mouth out about CM Punk, because that's the popular thing right now. He used the C word to describe his feelings on him. And the match is best remembered. The one... No, that's the other guy.
Shout out to Carmelo Hayes, by the way.
I was going to say,
what a guy.
I love so many people like, he said it. He's clearly a fan. I'm like, oh.
No. Cum has gone global, though, to be fair. And I would like to think...
flying.
I like to think we are the originators of cum on a Tuesday.
The cum stopped here. Yeah, so Bobby Fish and CM Punk had a match on Dynamite that one time. It's best remembered for Fish kicking out of Punk's go-to-sleep finisher at 3.1. The point where Excalibur had to go, he's got the pin! Because he's like, wait.
It could have even been 2.9 if you go back and watch it. My God.
Kurt Angle style, yeah.
Because I think the complaint was he thought Punk was taking the pin, like Triple H at WrestleMania 19 against Booker T, like taking too long to pin him. But the story of the match was he was selling his knee.
Yeah. Bobby Fish just looked really weird here because he said, he tried to change some stuff in the match. He says he pulled an Iggy, he said. Maybe for a pop. I don't know.
Line,
I recognize what it is. And he just said, it goes on, doesn't say exactly what it was that he changed. Maybe it was that. It wasn't clear. It wasn't very specific. And it's always annoying when people are rambling like this. Like, what's the point? Then he goes on further and was interviewed again and said, CM Punk's not a martial artist. He won a pay-per-view and showed the world he is not a martial artist. He is a pro wrestler. Go out, tackle, drop down, leapfrog, give it again. All good. In that lane, he has talent. When it comes to martial arts, you're insulting the audience's intelligence because we're supposed to be creating an atmosphere where you suspend your disbelief. It's one on this rant, like Kevin Keegan.
About a rant, by the way, which like a fraction of a fraction will like go, yeah, that's right, Bobby Fish. Whereas we're all sat here going, is he that bad? I can't quite tell. Because I did a straight to hell with Bobby Fish, and like a lot of his stuff was about like MMA technique and wrestlers doing it incorrectly and that. And I'm just sat there thinking, I don't know none the wiser. They could be doing the exact wrong thing for all I know, but I don't know because I'm just a wrestling fan.
Yeah. And I'm with you because it's wrestling, not MMA. So it goes on for a while, but he's not happy with Punk. And it seems to be that he doesn't think much of Punk's MMA talent or whatever. Bobby Fish is an accomplished one, according to Bobby Fish. So I reckon that he watched CM Punk in UFC laughed at it with his MMA mate. And then years down the line, he's like, yeah, can you lose to him? He's like, oh.
They're going to bully me when I go down to the dojo.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Hey, fish, you got battered. And so he's just furious with that because every time he sees him, he's like, you know, you're the one guy CM Punk beat or whatever. But, and then Kenta joined in. And Kenta seemed to have been saying for years that one of the worst things, his quote, one of my worst experiences in this business is that I was not allowed to use my finishing move for 4 years in WWE because obviously you CM Punk's. And so he joined in and went, hey, Bobby, you are 100% right. So not a good time to be CM Punk right now.
He did do it in NXT, though. There is photographic evidence on Google Images of Kenta doing it. So when did he even leave? I can't remember when he left me. The last few years are a blur.
Kenta?
Yeah.
I thought it was released with the Great Bloodletting.
2020? That one?
I think so. Because he spent so long on the shelf, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
When
was it?
Yeah, but if that worked, because he turned up in 2015, didn't he? So I guess
he did too much pomp and circumstance, and then absolute.
Yeah, we kept getting injured, didn't he? He had that weird little hole in his where he had the surgery. Oh, it was to make me shiver when I saw that. Yeah. Shiver like a goose on a cold winter's morning. I don't know. I'm just trying to be William Regal now, not working.
He makes it look so easy, doesn't it? He's that like last boss of daft British bugger. Christian Cage expected to be out for up to 8 months with an injury. So obviously it made complete sense for him to beat Jungle Boy.
Yeah. Yes. Nah. No, it didn't. Have Jungle Boy win.
Don't be silly.
Don't turn Luchasaurus into the dinosaur big show. Dino show. Dino
the big dinosaur.
The big dino show. Yeah.
Oh no, it's a dinosaur in his mouth. Well,
because Luchasaurus still hasn't come back, has he, after the pay-per-view?
No, he hasn't. Has he?
No.
Hey.
Yeah, because Christian's gone. So he's like, oh
no.
What am I going to do now?
They've massacred the man, dinosaur.
Is Luchasaurus not going to appear until 8 months later when Christian comes back?
Just footage of them on holiday. They see Tom in the Maldives because they're recuperating.
And Brandon Cutler's trying to film him. Hey, Luchasaurus. No, I'm not supposed to be here.
Just put him in resin for like the whole entire time that Christian's away. And then you can bring him back and then they can like chisel it away, put his DNA in there, bring him back that way.
It's DNA.
DNA Tuesday. And the final bit, Velveteen Dream responds to the allegations EC3 made, which I won't go into because I get this lovely podcast demonetized in about 8 seconds. This goes on for a while, actually. I've copy-pasted the entire thing, but...
Shall we summarize? He basically said... There was a party at Mike's house, and Mike is EC3. Mm-hmm. And Velveteen Dream went to the toilet. He left his phone just on the bathroom counter. And then it was because he, in the words of Velveteen Dream, because EC3 wasn't sure of Velveteen Dream's sexuality because of the character he was playing on TV, EC3 saw the phone and then said, "Oh, you're recording people in my bathroom," to which he's denied, and then brought up the rugs. The rugs were everywhere.
Quote, cocaine is a hell of a drug, EC3. Get your stuff together.
The rugs were everywhere. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it, going forward?
It certainly is. And then VD said, well, you've also been following me on social media, EC3, so clearly you hate us a lot. Quote, if anyone would like to go to my friends list right now and check out who follows me, because I'm not following him, EC3 is a follower of mine. I'd really think that if you thought that much of me, that you couldn't trust me, you definitely wouldn't be following me on social media on Instagram all these years later. EC3, you're pathetic. Control that narrative, you butthole.
Yeah. The fight, like Vince McMahon likes his final lines of the promos, don't he? That's a good one, that. Yeah. But he also said that he had, Velveteen Dream had a mutual friend of because he made it clear that he wasn't friends with EC3, but then said they had a mutual friends between the pair of them, had a look through Velveteen Dream's
the same dealer.
To verify, well, he also said it was an NXT talent, so maybe it was the dealer. To verify there was no recordings or whatever. So, we'll see what happens there. But what we've just said there is all from the mouth of Velveteen Dream and not the opinions of Cultaholic Wrestling.
The rest of the podcast will be 100% our opinion, which is coming up next. Tubman in Japan. Tubman went to see where Ricky Dozen is buried, hearing all the backstory from Cultaholic's resident All Japan Pro AJPW expert, got him so inspired. Easy for me to say.
That'll be me, everybody.
That's him. He also went to see the Yokohama Chinatown. Ooh.
It's just like the Newcastle one, isn't it? So,
that
entrance way.
Well, they were inspired by Newcastle. So
obviously, yeah.
And the Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum.
the Greg's Museum of Japan.
yeah.
If Newcastle
like
was to
that.
have a local delicacy.
That just looks like the High Street in Newcastle as well.
Yeah, which one?
All of them.
But it's wonderful, Ricky Dozan, that he's got to see the little memorial to Ricky Dozan.
Yeah.
Obviously, he wasn't born in Japan. Read all about his thing with Mr. Kimura. It's a wonderful tale to be told. Just a lovely tapestry woven together by wonderful wrestling.
It certainly is. One to be
And
told to the
controversy.
children around the fire at
And
night.
the grandchildren. And the great-grandchildren.
Yeah. And you know who else wasn't born in Japan, but was popular there? Tubman in Japan.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
That's time to everyone's favorite segment, the Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, CM Punk making friends, 6%.
How good is that that little result there made you say, oh, na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na.
That song. Oh, I forgot. For every CM Punk fan, there's like 3 or 4 people who hate the guest.
3 or 4?
Just,
12 to 16 or like.
depends on how good, the yen's doing at the minute. Edge's entrance at Clash the Castle, 42%.
Now, I was shook when I got
Wow.
these results this morning because that was in the lead
That
early
was
doors. Oh,
Unreal.
But just edging it, Cody Rhodes, a.k.a. the smartest man in professional wrestling, 52%.
he is, isn't he?
Obviously, now he is, yeah.
The writing was on the wall. What song's that?
Writings on the wall.
That one, yeah. Whatever song it
Writings
is.
on the wall. If you
Superstition,
want
I've got to mix it.
Stay
There is
connected.
superstition.
Yeah.
Writings on the wall.
Oh, it's not like
That- yeah,
stumble,
that's
you
what
may
I'm thinking
fall.
Make them say,
Wow, so well done, Cody Rhodes, which was
Jax.
It
Yeah.
was. So, replacement Jack, no, not you. Andrew is going to give us his Hall of Fame pick this week that he's had all week to prepare for because
All
he
week.
clearly knew this was happening.
Yes. It's another wrestler, guys.
On a wrestling podcast,
Don't
are
be
you
ridiculous.
Mental.
dizzy?
Mental, right? I'm going to go for Hangman Page, nicest man in professional wrestling.
He went
So-
into business for himself.
I guess I'm not going to see him.
So it was just basically just a nice little post. He put it out on Instagram. He put some photos up, and he was just being like so just genuine and lovely towards the Dark Order. I think a lot of people sort of always, when it comes to Adam Page and the Dark Order, they're always like, he's a bit fickle. That Hangman Adam Page, he just sort of flip flops here and there. He's not always got his friends' backs, but this time he was just full on, just really nice about every single one. He goes on to talk about just how they've all managed to stay together. He says lovely things about John, Alex, Anna, everybody. And it was just like, and obviously, he's like, I owe a lot of my career to Matt, Nick, and Kenny, but I owe as much to these guys too
Oh, I
in the
wish he
Dark
would
Order.
stop giving the elite some credit.
He's a good
They're
man.
no good for him. Can he not
He's a
see
good
this?
man. He's a good man. And I just think it's nice. It just feels nice in everything that's happened recently for someone just to be like, you know what, let's put a little bit more spotlight on these people that deserve it. And so Hangman Page, nicest man in, I just saw what you typed then. Nicest man in professional
I'm just gearing up for
wrestling.
mine. I need to get the names.
I was going to say, Hangman Adam Page coming out, it should come like, you know what, let me tell you, let me break it down for him to shoot on it. Johnny Youngie, my best friends.
Yeah.
Nom. Yeah, that'd been good. No, it was a very nice message, and it's easy to pile on people and get excited when people are saying horrible things about wrestlers. But you're right, you should have that same positivity and affection when people are being nice. And that is the love and attention for his friends that he needed when he was champion.
Yeah.
And he was by himself. Which like, no, we like him when he was with the Dark Order. That was adorable. But now he is with them. He's great.
He's going to go back to the elite, isn't he?
No.
That little handshake, Andrew, all out, man.
Don't you think
No,
that'll
he
make him
declined
look...
them. He declined
He
them.
did.
No,
Lady
Nick, no,
declined.
at the start of the match, Nick Jackson goes there and he gives him one.
It's different between
No,
them and
it's-
Kenny, though,
You
isn't
know what else
it?
gave Nick Jackson one? A steal.
Ah,
He gave him 3 or 4, didn't he? A chair, a
a
bop.
chair, yeah.
A nom.
A doll.
Anyway.
Ooh.
Oh,
Did he make him a man?
yeah.
Well, that lovely bit of homoeroticism aside, that was a very lovely pick, Andrew.
Thank you.
Ross, you were second by a small margin, I guess. 6%. Bloody hell. What have you got for us this week?
Quite frankly, I'm going for the Queen's 2 corgis, Muick and Sandy, because now they're going to go and have to live with Prince Andrew. Maffew, what's your pick, please?
Oh.
May God have mercy
they-
on their souls.
They do
Now,
better.
can we clarify something? Because obviously we know it's the world of misinformation. They're going to be okay, right? Because I remember reading something very fleetingly. No, I know. Stop that laughing in the background there. But did someone speculate that they were going to be buried with?
I think that
the Queen?
was an Onion article or
Right.
something like that.
Because
I was
damn
about
it.
to say they do better
All right.
maybe doing that.
Because when you don't investigate something, you see something for like half a second before you scroll down on Twitter, and you're left with like, wait, was that real or not?
No.
Okay. Because I almost thought, is that like the mummy, where like the servants or whatever are buried with them in case, and then he obviously comes back. Okay. Thank you for clarifying.
I'm just having a look to see if their ages are there, just to see if they were close to the end, but there's no ages listed. So to Prince Andrews they go.
Oh dear.
So he definitely been preferable.
Go
okay,
on,
well, thank you, Ross.
Muick and Sandy, all the best with your future endeavours.
And I have something for my Hall of Fame pick. Please pop up on the screen so people watching us on YouTube can see it, and people who aren't can just pretend. One of the other positives out of the CM Punk versus the Muffin shoot brawl that we saw that Sunday was Mindy's Bakery getting a lovely slate of reviews on various websites that have reviews like Yelp, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, don't know where you review things.
Google
I ever go
reviews?
on there.
Google
Google
reviews.
reviews. That's right. That's what I do.
Trustpilot.
Oh,
That's
that's a
right.
good
So
one.
let's go through a few of them. Drew Mertens. Whenever I have to beat up the Young Bucks, I prepare with some Mindy's Bakery. 5 stars.
I love that.
Crimson Zed. I'm hurt, I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with children. But Mindy's Bakery brightens my day every day. It's so good, I threw a chair at one of my co-workers. Try this place. You won't be disappointed. 5 stars.
To be fair, Crimsons could be a name that Ace Steel would use as a pseudonym online. Ooh, I'm so cool. Crimsons.
Joy says, 5 stars. I share a joint bank account with my mother, and we spend the majority of our earnings here on muffins and pastries. Gets us through the headache of working with children every day. 5 stars. Kenta Kobayashi. Ace Steel comes here after failing to eat Kenny Omega for dinner. 5 stars. So all the stars are there, giving all their glowing reviews. So apart from Adam Cole, the only real beneficiary of the CM Punk rant, and Triple H, I guess, has been Mindy's Bakery.
Yeah.
So thought to share some of the fantastic reviews there. It's a shame Dave Meltzer didn't give us his thoughts and opinions, but it would have taken a bit of a half an hour just to get through his thoughts and opinions.
Do you reckon the little bao bun shop next door they've got with higher rating? Because it's from Japan.
That's good.
If you, I was
What
about
you mean? You mean the Shin Yokohama Ramen Museum?
Yes, that one, yeah. Everyone's favourite. I was about to ask someone there to send us something from Mindy's Bakery, but then realised that Chicago is quite a far way away from here.
It is a bit. Let's imagine pastries, I guess. So those are your 3 picks for the Hall of Fame. What's that? Where can you vote for them?
Oh, right.
I'm glad you asked that. See, we can hear you through the medium of audio and video. Thank you for asking. Patreon.com/Cultaholic. What are those 3 picks again? Don't we heard that as well? They are, of course.
Hangman Page, the nicest man in professional wrestling.
That's right.
The Queen's Corgis, Muick and Sandy. And
In brackets, still alive.
And Mindy's Bakery Reviews. Is that how you want it titled?
Mindy's Bakery's positive reviews.
Positive Reviews.
Oh, that's the one that's going to sway the people.
That's right.
Spreading positivity every day. That's our Maffew.
Oh, that's what I'm renowned for. Thank you very much, and happy voting. 6%, you bastards.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This Week in Wrestling, starring...
I've just eaten Andrew
Oh, I was going to say...
Yeah.
Who? Oh,
in the belly now.
Maybe he'll return in a few segments' time. Who can tell? Bless us. Sorry, Jack is currently having a fight with his door.
Yeah.
It's not looking good according to the live updates we're getting from bbc.co.uk. Looks like the door's winning on points so far, but still a few more rounds to go.
And because there is so much wrestling to watch each and every week, we are literally the only people in the office who watches all the wrestling to comment on it. So Andrew had seen AEW this week, so it felt unfair to have him sat here and just go, yeah? No?
Hey, I like him.
So
God of War 2's coming out.
We're going 2s up on this banjo, me and Maffew are.
That's
2
right.
smokes and a pancake.
Oh,
Here we go.
yum, yum, pig's bum. Just me, Ross, and Papa Jack. Hiya. This Week in Wrestling, written by Jack. Oh, so thank you very much. Thanks. SmackDown, Carry On Crossing. That's
Because
a
of the-
good one. I like
yeah,
that one.
yeah,
Well, pat on the head.
Imagine if he just locked it in, then Barbara Winch just came back from the dead and was like, ooh,
Babs out for the last. Oh.
ooh.
It's so weird watching those Cole Carry On films and just going, this is the height of comedy in England a few decades ago.
So naughty, though, Maffew. So naughty.
So bad. We get, with not much hype, I'm very surprised they didn't save this for a much bigger show, 6-man match. Imperium, Volta and his lads, versus Sheamus and his lads, the Brawn and Brutes. And I thought, well, they're going to come out, and the ring announcer said they're accompanied by Sheamus. So it's like, that makes it sound like it's going to be a singles or whatever. No, the big 6-man.
Yeah, this felt like it could have been on Extreme Rules with some sort of wacky gimmick attached to it. But no, I'm not complaining, Maffew, because this was fan-dabby-dozy, so it was. Because there was a crushing blow at the start of this week's SmackDown. Because I forgot about the news of Pat obviously signing with this college football thing. So I forgot he wasn't going to be there. And then the way they did it as well, Maggle was there just front and center going like, oh, Pat can't be here this week, everybody. So we're joined by... And the camera pans across and like, not Corey. Anyone but Corey. But this match put a smile back on my face. And I liked it especially because it was all about saying, hello, Butch, and hello, Giovanni Vinci. You two lads get in the ring and do lots of nice wrestling with reckless abandon, I've written down, Maffew.
I fully agree with the reckless abandon, everything you said. It's bad because they teased JBL a few weeks ago, and now it's like, JBL and Cole back together, that'd be great. And he's like, no, it looks like going to Twitter, he's going to be managing
Baron Corbin, Happy Corbin, he's going to make him richer or something.
Yeah.
He's a very rich man already, isn't he?
Allegedly. He tells us he's rich, so I guess that's how you prove you're rich. So yeah, it's a shame. Corey and Cole weren't as bad as I thought. Also, obviously, Cole's obviously great, but Graves, I think, is a lot nicer now. He's relaxed like a lot of commentators are right now.
I think it's that thing that we say in a future segment on this very podcast here today. We didn't shoot them out of order, where we say, if you never go away, how can we miss you? And I'm getting like that with Corey now, because he's not... It's hard to switch it up when you're on that, just commentating on the same wrestling every week. But it feels like he needs to switch something up. It's been, how many years has it been? 2016, I think, he went to the main roster initially, wasn't it?
Sounds about right.
Yeah, so it's been a long while of him doing the same sort of shtick with Byron Saxton as well. But yeah, but I guess if they had no replacement, I assume it was pretty short notice. Fair play for him doing it. But yeah, the match was very good. I love the build of Gunther and Sheamus getting their hands on each other. Whether it was like, was it Butch got... Or was it who? One of Gunter's sons got battered, and then Gunter was like, "You get your hands off my son." Yeah. And then that's when they got into it. And I just thought it was lovely, a lovely little frenetic thing at the start, and then built to the two big lads getting their hands on each other again. And Sheamus's organic face turn.
I was about to say,
it's palpable.
Organically grown. King Charles III would be very proud of the organic goods produced here with Sheamus. It was only a week before the match with Gunther. It felt like Sheamus came out and goes, "Hi, I'm a good guy now. You know, that evil foreigner Gunther." And he's like, "That's right, big Irishman." All right. But it's absolutely worked because the crowd loved the match. Obviously in Cardiff, but now in big America land, they've loved it as well. And we're eating this up.
You know, organically grown face turn, organically grown. I'm thinking of, the show was in Seattle. When I think of Seattle, I think of Daniel Bryan. And he loves organically grown things. He's from Seattle, Washington, is he not? It all makes sense here on this wrestling podcast. And of course, the way it descended into a brawl at the end with all the bombs getting chucked here and everywhere. Just a really good way to start the show. This SmackDown was very good, I thought, as a whole.
I watched it with a mate via headset and stuff like that. And my mate seemed bored out of his mind. But I was watching it going, no, this is actually well put together, the stuff they've done here. And yeah, speaking of organically shrunk Gunther, not much on him anymore, is there?
No.
Everything organic.
But he hasn't lost what makes him him. And that's the most important thing.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Yes.
That's what they're saying to him in German backstage, I guess. The Usos and Sami Zayn celebrate Roman retaining his title at Clash at the Castle. They introduce Solo Sikoa, NXT 2.0's very own, and say the bloodline just got stronger. Drew McIntyre interrupts and everybody bails apart from Solo.
That was crucial, that for me. I like that. My hairs on the back of my neck stood up when Solo was like, yeah, come on.
Let's be having you. Drew goes to hit him with the chair, but Sami takes the bullet again. Drew demands a match against Solo tonight, and Solo agrees.
Just says, yeah, bring it on then, you big dosser. Maybe. I don't know if someone else might say that. But yeah, again, this stuff with Jay and Sami Zayn was fantastic. Just Jay not being impressed by anything Sami did at the start. Sami with his little Usoisms, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, throw those ones up. Chill. Deep AF, my dog. And he goes to hug Solo, and Solo is clearly uncomfortable. Having Sami in that group has been a master stroke.
Yeah.
Master stroke-alicious. But yeah, that was all about Solo just looking good. Yeet.
Yeet. Yeah,
Aye.
that's what he said.
That was a yeet segment, that.
And again, Jay hates him, and it's made by Jimmy going, yeah, that's right, Sammy.
With a secret handshake and whatnot. It's perfectly done at the moment. I don't know how you would do that better. You know, when we sit here as wrestling fans and go, well, they should do this. I don't know what you would do better with that one. No.
Nah, lovely work by everybody involved. Alia Raquel Rodriguez beat Toxic Attraction in a non-title match.
Ooh. The big difference for me here was Aaliyah was trained to be a wrestler, we got told on commentary, but didn't tell her parents for many years. And I think it was Mike was like, eventually they accepted what she wanted to do. Don't be a wrestler. How dare you? Oh, fair. Fine enough. After many years, we'll just accept and relent. Again, this was another match where it just felt like we were all about getting Raquel Rodriguez over, because Aaliyah didn't really do anything in this match. That would change on Raw.
Yes.
But then they lost. So maybe they were just right, just having Raquel do everything here, because they won again, didn't they?
Right. They're a weird team because they seem destined to, that whole existence was just to lose to Qatar. What's her name again?
Damage Control.
Damage Qatar. Thank you. Damage Qatar seems like the entire thing that we're doing just to make it a little more interesting than them winning.
I thought it was because obviously a lot of people are saying, oh, why didn't Damage Control just win the match anyway, just win the tournament anyway to begin with? And I'm like, well, they've built a legitimate team there now. They were former NXT Women's Tag Team main roster tag team champions. That's a proper team there if they wanted to flesh out a division, if we're going to do it properly.
I would agree, but they've not done a lot with them since then, apart from being Toxic Attraction, who just got here.
I mean, Aaliyah pats Raquel on the arse now, on the entrance.
There's that,
Gives her a big cuddle.
There's that.
What more character development do you want?
You're right, yeah, I'm satisfied.
Just having fun, aren't they?
Just having fun,
What we all do in the office around here, just pat each other's arses and hug each other. A few licks here and there. Yummy, yum, yum.
Must be Friday already. So yeah, Raquel Rodriguez, I think she's got a lot to offer. Alia, I'm not sure. She's just there.
Yeah, I thought, looking back the past few weeks, I thought she was okay in doing what she was doing, and then on Raw, the sell for that. But then again, on Raw, I thought she was hurt her shoulder as well, so maybe that played into it. But I thought she made a right tit of herself in the finish of that match with the backstabber thing that Dakota did. She was like going, "Whoa!"
I thought it looked okay. You're like, oh, that's how she hits that move in that particular way? I'm like, wait, am I making it up?
Nah, because someone shared a video on Twitter this week where it's like the previous times that Aaliyah's taken the same move from Dakota, and the sells were a lot better back then than they were on Raw this week. But again, I think she hurt her shoulder as well, so we've got to take that into account as well. I assume
mistakes happen.
Yeah, they do.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
But Toxic Attraction looking better every week on SmackDown, I think.
Just them coming back made me think that maybe they were supposed to win it. Like if it wasn't for was it Gigi who got injured?
Yeah, it was just a dog's dinner by the end of the tournament, wasn't it?
But I think they should be on the main roster. I think as an act, it worked. It worked. I put a T in there for no reason. T for Toxic.
Yeah. Look at you, the professional Ross.
Wonderful podcaster.
We've got this, pal. We've got this. We don't need Jack. We have to nail this bit, or people go, "Oh, well, it's clear Jack is the glue." The rest of the podcast is sniffing every week.
Ooh. We do sniff as well with the pats on the arse, the licks, the little hugs, and we do sniff sometimes. Who's your favourite Cultaholic presenter to sniff?
Well, if I pick a favourite, then the other ones will get jealous.
Oh, that's fair enough.
But it's Sam.
Well, I was going to go for Sam as well.
Because he's a miserable nerd like me. And we can just be miserable and nerdy together for hours.
And what does that smell like?
Smugness. Jean-Luc Godard's dead. I know.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Je ne sais quoi.
Not anymore.
Chateauneuf de Pape. Women's 5-way match.
Jean-Luc Godard. This was an interesting match because Ronda Rousey dominates elimination match against Sonya Deville, Natalya, Xia Li, and Lacey Evans. She wins and gets a title shot against Liv Morgan at Extreme Rules. Liv Morgan was watching from one of those executive things, eating those prawn sandwiches Roy Keane used to talk about. And then backstage, Shayna congratulates Ronda. Ronda says she knows Shayna's disappointed about losing to Liv, but revenge is better than winning because they're friends again.
Yeah, let me know when you want to break some bones and take over the show, she said. And Ronda, I'm ready. I'm primed, I'm ready. Just had an image of myself in a sex swing there, Maffew. I'm ready. I'm ready to take this on here. But there we go. That's an image that nobody wanted. There was a news earlier this week where it was on commentary. Maggle was saying that there was a behind-the-scenes investigation going on for Ronda Rousey and Adam Pearce after their to-do on last week's SmackDown. Adam Pearce aired his dirty laundry in public. Yeah. And I don't know if I can't remember, Monday. Did we do it on the news? Someone tell us in the comments down below. But I was like, that's just a little playful jibe, and it's not them going, let's reference this topical thing and stab them to death about it.
It wasn't over the top.
Nah.
And
It was nice.
This is the expected with the war that isn't. Yeah, you believe Triple H during the Ariel Helwani interview.
When he calls, they defeated our developmental.
Wasn't developmental when you were winning.
Paul. No wonder his nose is that big with him lying like that.
Appalling.
Yes.
But this is one thing you should be happy about. Ronda Rousey, the 180 she's done since no longer having to read. Okay, Ronda, memorize this, go out and make it sound convincing.
To be or not to be. That is
the conspiracy theory. No, Ronda, don't read that. She looked so good here, and what a good usage of this SmackDown women's roster who aren't currently doing anything right now. Make Ronda look good, and it really showed the huge differences in talent right now because Ronda is really good. It was practically a handicap match, not just because the women involved in it, but because she had to wrestle her top at the same time. Oof, she's trying to turn on her at any given moment. Sonya Deville.
I like the way the match, again, this is a match that built to a crescendo, didn't it? Because we had the not MMA people taken out, and then there was that cool spot where they did the submission holds at the same time.
Yep.
I thought that was gnarly and cool AF kids, wiggity waggity shoo, whoa, all that kind of stuff. And then obviously got to the bit where it was the MMA lady versus the more MMA lady, and the more MMA lady just spaffed on the less MMA lady. Yes. So I like the way it built to that. It felt like it was an obvious winner. Because I saw a few people saying the match was like awfully short just for it being a 5-way. And I was like, if it's going to be an obvious winner, why not get it over with fairly soon?
No, short and sweet. And that was best for some people like Xylee and Lacey Evans, who were just nowhere near that level. And you didn't really appreciate that until you saw how good Ronda was with
I'll tell you what, though, Lacey Evans is taunt. Well, she was going for a high five down the ramp, and then she just went and then smacked herself on the arse. I was like, that is what I'm here for. Bit of, just healing.
Yeah,
I was going to say sensual there, but it's not sensual, is it, Maffew?
No, that would be
without Jack. I'm getting all randy.
It's because you are horny. Just doing the hand and slapping your ass. That's just you and Andrew.
Oh yes,
that's how you say hello.
Got a bony ass, that man.
He looks it, doesn't he? He's all stick, that lad. So, yeah, all right with this. Ronda's been huge success. I can't speak either. I'm very sorry. It'll be interesting to see what happens when they get in the ring with Liv, because I don't see it going well for Liv right now. The crowds.
And I go back to that thing, the way they've booked her since, at SummerSlam and since, it hasn't been good. Like, I beat her, but you didn't know, did you? Because you tapped out before. You shouldn't be lying as a baby face.
And also, it's so weird they can get one bubble and don't realize that you're in a bubble until you see people online going, finally, Liv won. Wow. Liv won the match. How great is that? We love Liv. Yay. Giant pop. Taps out at the same time she gets pinned. Next week, boo, you didn't win. It's like, oh.
Yeah. Fickle.
Well, yeah, but also justified fickleness.
Yeah. Aye. But does that then make it just not fickle if it's justified?
Yeah.
Questions the universe can answer only. I don't know.
You're fickle, but you've got a point. Mixed signals there. And backstage, Solo thanks Sammy for helping him in the brawl with Drew earlier. Jey Uso seems annoyed, but Jimmy calms him down for good the stable. Now, this is the bit as well where Solo's like, well, like my name, I think I should go out and prove a point by going out by myself. And going, yeah. And Sammy agrees, and Jay's like, no, we're all going out. Oh, okay, fair enough. Then.
Getting insecure, isn't he, Jay? Pulling rank, I think they call it in the army.
Yes, they do, yeah.
But again, it was another perfect segment for me, the way they're all reacting to each other, and Solo just going, I should be on my own because I'm called Solo and I'm really hard. Sammy just trying to be nice and wholesome and help things out, and then Jay taking that niceness as something else that he doesn't like. So, yeah, it's all really good.
Oh, no, Sammy wanted to go by himself with Solo. So, yeah, Solo by yourself and I'll be there. That's right, thank you. It's like, no, we're all... Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
And again, I'm very impressed that they keep adding little layers here to the bloodline, considering it's been going on for years. And it's still working.
How long has it been going? Just as the trio, as the official trio? I know they would.
Oh, right, yeah.
They would have these random matches, wouldn't they, back in the day? But then as an official threesome, how long has it been going on?
You had the feud with the Usos afterwards.
Oh yeah, it came from that, didn't it?
Yeah, and then they went
coming up to 2 years. Then
yeah, he's like, you will respect me. You will treat me as the head of the table. And he went, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Smart decision, really.
Yeah,
more money surely at that table rather than their table.
Yeah, second smartest man in wrestling next to Cody Rhodes. Hit Row team up with the Street Profits to beat and la.
You see what came after the show?
No.
Oh my God, Dan! It's time to hit the jingle.
Oh my! Oh baby!
after the show, there's a segment in MMM's locker room.
Okay.
Maximum Male Models locker room. Oliver Cromwell is there. Massé, the height of fashion, is there. The Sultan the Suave, Mansoir is there. Also, Max Dupree is there. And Max Dupree is giving them a big speech, and he just takes a pause, and he says to himself, you have to go through the day to get to the night.
Oh, really?
But the way he just goes, you have to go through the day to get to the night. Yeah. Then he walked off. They're going to do it, everybody.
Yes.
LA Knight is coming back because what, Maffew? Nighttime is the right time. The Rock from NXT 2.0 is coming to SmackDown, hopefully. Although it's not been confirmed still as we're sat here now. So hopefully tonight, LA Night is the night. The nighttime is the right time. Yeah. All that kind of good stuff.
Friday night with a K, SmackDown.
Yes. It writes itself. That's the big takeaway from this match here. Because the match,
Calm down.
it was all right. I did enjoy MMM's tag. You know, the Vikings go, huh, like big Vikings,
Yeah.
but they go, whoop.
Yeah.
See you later. What am I going to say here? Dawkins, Angelo Dawkins, one of the best hot tags out there at the moment. And thank goodness that the Sultan of Suave, Mansoir, was wearing little tights under his shorts. Otherwise, he'd have blue meanied us right in the face.
Oh, very good.
Bollocks everywhere. And I guess Top Dollar looked good in the final stretches as well. But yeah, forget about the match. It was fine for what it was. The tease for LA Knight coming back is being officially done. And I'm ready. Back in that sex swing I am, Maffew. Legs akimbo. Here we go.
I've got nothing more to add to that. I like that they saved that for after the show. So
I know, bizarre.
because the crowd's pop would have been so loud.
Would have knocked
They've had to adjust the volume.
it off the air, yeah.
TVs exploded across America. Alpha Academy arrive, and Chad Gable cuts a beautiful heel promo. Oh,
Thank you.
I tell you, I'll never get sick. I've been watching wrestling for decades now. I'll never get sick of someone coming out and goes, yeah, I'm a real winner, unlike the local sports team. Boo! I'll never get sick of how easy a pop that is.
And he's got two really, he's the, I was about to say the modern day Jericho there, but he's taken two simple catchphrases in shush and thank you and made them things that make me smile. So he's really good, but we knew that already. And he should probably be more prominent than he is currently. Because this was, while, you know, we lambasted Braun Strowman's debut on Raw last week by just him eating the entire tag team division and another, well, bit of SmackDowns as well, wasn't it, really? Was it a bit of SmackDowns as well, just all of Raws? I can't remember now. But anyway, he ate lots of tag teams.
The New Day were there as well.
They bit their tag team nose off despite their tag team face in the good name of Braun Strowman. But here,
Rather like Ace Steel.
no chairs involved. But yeah, he's better than this sort of stuff where he's just been booked to make other people look good.
But he is really good at it.
He is
right
good at
now.
it.
It has been. Is there someone new coming in? We need to make look good. Okay, get Gable an Otis.
Yeah.
And here it worked very well. Gable doing, was it the Supersonics? Some local.
The Supersonics. All right, I've got no idea. Matthew.
There you go. I was paying. Yeah,
It's American sports.
your basketball team, whatever. Boo! And the crowd were really getting on him. It was probably second in the modern era in terms of heat, next to the Elias
one,
and
yeah.
Kevin Owens one.
That basketball team moved city.
Boo! Let's just say it moved me to a better city. And then Braun Strowman comes out, big pop. SmackDown's going to be his brand from now on, which I'm not sure how much that is going to mean if everyone's going on Raw and SmackDown frequently now. But maybe that's just while people are getting settled in. I don't know. Anyway, it came out, battered Gable, possibly because he wasn't able to batter him properly on Raw because he dodged out the way. Well done, Gable. Those kind of like reflexes. And then he goes to powerbomb Otis, and I thought, they're going to tease it all. Gable's going to get him. It's going to be a mini feud. No, straight up powerbomb Otis.
Interesting, wasn't it? Because it would appear that his finisher now is the power bomb rather than the power slam that we saw before. New shades of power on Braun.
Oh,
It's gone from a slam to a bomb, which makes no difference, really, does it? They're both big, impressive moves when you do it to big bastards like Otis. It was really impressive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it's like, look at it. It's like a different person.
Control his narrative. Yeah.
That's a good change his finisher on the new game. Do you think people who are making the games are really happy they're bringing back so many people? It's like, there we go. Karrion Kross, Braun, Few.
Every single week, their good, long, hard work is actually coming to fruition, and they must be going cock-a-hoop, I would assume. Who have they still got to go?
Alistair Black.
Oh,
Possibly,
lots-
maybe.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Unconfirmed.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. Was there somebody else?
There's been
Damn it.
thousands released.
Yeah, you know,
I don't know why you start.
Yeah.
Just get the big yellow book out.
probably not Kenta.
Telephones out.
No.
Why not Kenta? Why not?
Like, Actually, no, they would let him back, said Kali's my finisher. Yes, you can now. And the main event between Drew McIntyre and new lad Solo Sikoa, the Bloodline try to beat Drew down, but the Street Profits run out to make the save. Karrion Kross interferes and chokes Drew out to end the show. Very impressive debut for the lad.
The ending bit was just like that lad who died this week, the 91-year-old film director. I've completely forgotten the name of. The way the scene went.
What a segue.
The scene went to black and white.
Jean-Luc Godard.
Also reminds me of a certain WCPW thing that didn't air, where a certain guy hit his DDT finisher, and it was all the lights were off, like Undertaker sort of purple was bathed the arena.
Oh, okay.
And it flashed like a lightning bolt when he made the impact on the mat of his DDT.
Oh, I heard about that.
I thought you were there, were you not?
Yeah, but the lightning bolt wasn't there.
It was in the Shed days.
Yeah. Who was it? That
I
was
don't want to say on it.
Oh, okay. Wait, okay, yeah.
Not being cancelled or anything. Just he might
Yeah,
hurt for
with a DDT, and then if you punch you, lightning bolt.
I know, yeah, my head would explode. Because I was getting quite worried early in the match when Drew gets the future shock on early doors, and I'm thinking, oh no, they're just going to feed him to Drew because Drew's all angry because he got screwed at the pay-per-view. But then no, he took control and he looked the part against Drew McIntyre, who was obviously one of the bigger names in the World Wrestling Federation today. The belly to belly with the high landing for Drew was gnarly. Gnarly.
Yeah.
Gnarly. And obviously Sammy was doing some good stuff again, almost getting the assist while Drew was lining up for a Claymore, continuing to prove his worth to the Bloodline.
Yeah.
So Roman will just entertain his bollocks while he's better than him. So it's all makes sense. I thought the DQ was a bit obvious just because of who was involved. The longer the match went on, you're thinking, oh, they're not going to have Solo lose, but I didn't mind that because it was a powerful moment for Karrion Kross. Scarlett was really enjoying herself watching him choke under the man out.
Oh, that makes one of them. God. Yeah, Karrion Kross now getting a feud with Drew. That's fair enough. Got to have Drew do something that isn't the Bloodline now that he ruined everything by not winning at Cardiff. Just saying.
He ruined everything.
He ruined everything.
The lot. It's all gone wrong since.
Yeah. Directly, Drew responsible for every bad thing that's currently happening.
I didn't want to say that, but Maffew has anyway.
But yeah, lovely little SmackDown.
Yeah, really good.
All
SmackDown.
the pieces fit.
Like a jigsaw.
Yes.
That isn't too many pieces. Like a 6-piece jigsaw.
A really easy one.
One for infants. Wrestling's cool.
Or dumb
And it's
people.
for adults.
It's not really.
The fade to black, though, at the end of that submission hold and Karrion Kross's thing, and that's how the show goes off the air. My God. I don't know whether, in the words of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I didn't know whether to poo or wind my watch. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
What would he have done if he'd hit that earlier in the show?
In the opening segment.
Yeah.
The rest of the show is just black and you can hear it.
Yeah. Well, it happened on Raw, didn't it? Lots of technical issues. But yeah, thank you, Karrion Kross, for ending the show, and Drew, apparently. AEW Rampage, which, Papa Jack says, it's more of an Albany expression. Oh, that's a Simpsons reference.
Oh, I don't get that one. Bollocks. What does it mean?
There's a bit where one of the most famous Simpsons bit in the last few years has been a bit where Super Nintendo Chalmers goes to see Skinner and they have a lovely meal and he keeps having a lot. It's like the Fawlty Towers.
Is that the hamburgers?
Yeah, that's right. Steamed hams. It's like every Fawlty Towers bit where it's like they start with a lie and he can't go back on the lie, so they keep on lying and lying. It's a great little bit. But he tries to lie and goes, no, this is what I thought he was having steamed clams. No, these are steamed hams, really. It's more of a, this regional dialect is like, well, I'm from that region. Anyway, to explain it would ruin it, but yeah, it's I think it's because it was in Albany.
Fair. More from Maffew teaches Ross The Simpsons next week.
Maffew did a brutal job there. I'm not trying to bore the audience senseless. I'm sorry.
Interestingly, though, the titles had MJF as the first guy you see, and then no Bucks, Omega, or Punk.
Yeah.
Interesting.
MJF all out with that.
Ooh.
Light the fuse. Suspend the wrestlers. Sammy Guevara beats Darby Allin to progress in the world title tournament, thanks to interference from Tay, and Anna.
It's Ty. You got it
Ty.
right the first time.
T-A-Y. Tay.
Yeah, it's spelt Tay, but it said Ty.
Ugh, I hate language, especially the one I speak. This was nice. It felt like, though, this is going to sound like arrogant, spoiled wrestling fan, I know, but we have seen these two have this type of match before several times, I think. And it was good, but it's like, oh, Darby Allin does the dive into the stunner. It's good. But he's done that every time they wrestle, I think.
Yeah, but I think you had to have at least 2 of the 4 pillars involved in this sort of title tournament. Yeah, because obviously Jungle Boy is kind of busy with men who are either injured or recently turned heel and forgotten about.
He's trying to have a feud, but everyone's trying to run away from him. It's bad luck.
But yeah, it's just I thought it was a nice match. Although it wasn't their best match they've ever had together, but there's nice Three Amigos suplexes spot with a reversal over the top of the floor was terrifying. Sammy with a lovely cutter reversal off the lope. I thought that was a lovely highlight as well. I've written down here too much kissing.
Oh, that's not a complaint for wrestling.
Oh no,
not enough kissing.
I'm gonna say there was too much kissing because there was one point she had to come a ways away, right back round the ring when Sammy could have been on the attack in the wrestling match, but no, he had to give Ty Conti a smooch, and it's too much. All right,
Ross, that's like the Undertaker going to see his urn. Gets that power back.
Imagine him necking on with his urn, just licking the side of the urn. Ooh.
I can see that actually.
Oh well.
Ron.
And I'm surprised as well that Sammy Guevara is allowed to wrestle while wearing a ring, a foreign object,
right
in the wrestling ring.
No, I bought it locally.
Sorry. Ready to rumble though, David Arquette. Foreign object.
Yeah,
one of the greatest moments in cinematic history. That. And obviously,
he's the wrestler better than all the wrestlers.
Jimmy King. I like that with the breakdown at the end. Don't know what to say. Fantastic, but yeah, brutal powerbomb on the upturned skateboard.
Oh,
was horrible. Yeah, but I thought it was a good match, but not their best. But I thought having those two in the tournament wasn't crucial, but you can see why, because it's for the title. They're the two of the four foundations. I've forgotten who the third foundation is that isn't Jungle Boy. Help me, Maffew. I'm drowning.
MJF Derby. Sammy.
Yeah.
That's right.
Of course I would forget.
And you know about the proper pillars, don't you, Mr. All Japan?
Of course I do. Samoa Joe then comes out.
Yes, he does. He cuts a promo calling out anybody who wants some violence. So smart Mark Sterling interrupts and thinks that Josh Woods should get a Ring of Honor TV title shot. Joe agrees, but Sterling says the correct paperwork hasn't been done yet, so they'll do it in a real city. Like Albany. Oh, it wasn't in Albany then. Whatever. It's all America to us.
Rampage is an hour long. And this segment was a fair chunk of that hour. I'm not going to say it was more than 6, 7, 8 minutes, but this is setting up a squash match, is it not? Because these, I know. Smart Mark said that his athletes have been doing the hard grind and whatnot, but I was thinking your athletes have been losing every single time they appear on TV, so they don't deserve a title shot, you prick. So this is all just set up a squash match, and I thought the segment was too long for Rampage. Yeah, when you're throwing 1,000 things at the wall anyway, having that big chunk there, relatively speaking, of course, thought it was a bit too long.
I agree. It did get a good reaction from the crowd, though, especially it was like, come on,
nice to see
come
Joe.
On, get in the ring, get in the ring. Oh, yeah, we will. Next week. Oh, you guys.
What do you like, huh? It was good to see Samoa Joe cutting a promo again.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. Well, it hasn't been too long. He was there last week, wasn't he? Shut it, Ross. Just get in your sex ring and be quiet.
No, but he has just... It has been a while since I've had a good promo from Joe.
Yeah.
Obviously, he returned last week, made himself bleed in 20 seconds, which is very impressive.
He just missed the feeling.
Yeah.
I think Jericho as well said Samoa Joe was his favourite promo, did he? Or favourite wrestler? I haven't written that one down, but I remember it in the back of my head somewhere. Yeah, so...
It's one of our favourite promos, so it's...
He was, for a long time, the only one in the world that felt like he was just speaking rather than cutting a promo.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's more players have come to that particular table. Yeah. But he's good.
Is it bad that whenever I think Samoa Joe promo, all I think is him looking at the camera going, Wendy!
I think of that one where he just takes down the entire SmackDown roster.
Yeah.
Especially Jeff Hardy, the poor bugger.
Oh. That aged well, didn't it? You know what? Samoa Joe, great promo. He still didn't tell us who Josh Woods is.
He's a former Ring of Honor pure champion, a tattooed boy.
Fantastic. If only someone bought the video library, you could see some clips of him or something like that. Just, it's this lad who's going to lose.
And, associated with Tony, who loses all the time, and Mark, who's a joke. No offense in the storylines. She's a wonderful performer. I'm sure he's a lovely man. Lovely wrestling figures, lovely beard. Mark Sterling, everybody.
You were saying lovely things. Lovely feet. Miro is annoyed at his god for sneaking the devil away before he could finish him off. He's also annoyed not being the title tournament. Speaking of amazing promos, Move away, Smojo. Miro still hates God.
Fantastic. You snuck him out before I snuffed him out, my God. Admit you failed, he says. He's going to beat the balls out of God. Where's this going? Right? Where's this going? Because it can't just be years and years of Miro moaning at God with no God presence there to... Maybe we're going to have a re-debut of Mordecai or something like that. He can represent God.
I'd love that. I'd love some sort of person going like a God botherer type. Just go, oh, okay. I believe it. My God. Oh, no, not even like a different God. Like Is there any Viking? There's got to be some really rad lads on there in the roster. Got some weird beliefs.
But we'd be about to say Viking God there.
Yeah,
Like Ivar and Eric.
yeah, but they're not there, are they?
Oh.
So that would be good if it's a Norse god. But if like actual god, it's like it gets a bit weird.
Yeah.
But
It is going to be interesting to see where it goes because in fact, I'm thinking on the fly here, it would be lovely to say moan at God forevermore, and that be the reason he just goes attacking people and ripping their heads off. Yeah, that's much better. There's no need for a God. Shut up, Ross, and get your specs.
Right, Randy Monarchy, Randy Gods now. It's fantastic.
It was a really good promo, though. I just like that line there. You snuck him out before I snuffed him out, saying that's why Malachi Black is gone because of his God.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ross's
lovely.
new T-shirt: no gods, no kings, just Barbar
Just sex swings.
and sex wings.
Barbar sex swings.
He need a big one because his feet are still on the ground. Serena Deeb beats Madison Rayne via submission. It's weird having Madison Rayne be a good person.
She's the coach.
Yeah, the coach, Madison Rayne. I'm
Yeah.
like, after years being an evil, rotten,
Killer
woman.
Queen. Speaking of.
Oh,
royalty.
no. Move on.
Oh,
Serena Deeb, good
She
job.
had
Yeah.
a theme. She's a killer queen. Just to explain myself. Yes, professor versus coach. And I was thinking I'd hate to be that coach taking on that professor because the professor's better than the coach. Woo! Nice aggression from Deeb, finishing with the knee banging on the mat. I thought it was a nice, gnarly finisher. And then, of course, we learned that Deeb will team with Baker on Dynamite to take on Shida and Storm, which I think's a nice role for her if Jamie Hayter's not going to be that role anymore. Because, you know, as good as Serena Deeb is in the ring, as she proved here again, when it came to cutting the promos against Thunder Rosa, I thought she was a bit like, ooh.
I think that's the one thing holding her back because in the ring, she's phenomenal. And just, it's like, okay, it's also what AEW like. Okay, you can do anything with any person here. No, sorry, Josh Woods has got to be boring for 10 minutes. So, Serena Deeb, you can just exist. All right,
Aye.
cheers.
But having her just rip folks' heads off while Britt Baker's cutting promos, I think it's an act that could work.
She's now playing the manager role
Mm.
with the manager. Anyway, yeah.
The head
Wrestling.
teacher. She was a professor.
Ah.
Now she's the head teacher. She's the governing body of the local council. I don't know. Oh, God, this is one you'll like. The Monstar Power Hobbs. I don't know if that's on the notes there. Called himself the Monstar.
Yeah.
Like Space Jam.
Like
innit?
Space Jam.
My
That's
God,
right.
he's got the Book of Hobbs. Or the Book of Hobbs, so people can understand what I'm saying.
He's eating the hobnobs,
Yeah, the hobnobs.
the biscuits.
Bed
beg your
knobs and
pardon.
broomsticks. That film.
That's right.
Under the Sea. Wonderful.
And he cooks his food on what?
A little cooking hob.
No, microwave.
Oh, you bastard.
In the main event, Claudio Castagnoli successfully defends the Ring of Honor World title against Dax Harwood.
Putting enjoyment noises, sign in the front row. Hello there. We acknowledge you, sir. Again, we saw a suplex over the top rope spot that was lovely and horrible in equal measure.
They did that already earlier this show, though.
Yeah.
Ah,
You can't do that in wrestling, says people who shout at clouds.
What, Miro? But yeah, it's almost as if there's not someone backstage controlling the wrestlers with, oh, wait, sorry, there isn't.
Oh, take that one, Tony, you bitch.
Sorry, Pat Buck, etc. But that little small negative bit aside, what a lovely match. I mean, it's Dax Harwood. He's still bubbling under as being wrestler of the full year.
Yeah. Big time. He got the half-year award in the bag, just in case those who missed the half-year Culty awards. But yeah, he is still in the conversation. Both men's offense was tight. A proper throwback match, as if it reminded me of like a main event from the 90s. Like in the way they had a couple of big spots, but by and large, it was just like proper gritty wrestling. And I like the fact that Dax was out wrestling Claudio for large parts when you would expect it would be the other way around, wouldn't you?
Well said, Ross.
Yeah.
This is why you're so eloquent.
Yes.
My move of the week, which I don't think has a
Yo,
jingle.
woof, woof, move of the week.
You're right. The woof woof move of the week. You know, you do something as a joke, it just turns serious. Well, that's my life. Was Dax Harwood lacking in the sharpshooter on Claudio, obviously, but then leaning forward like that so he could extend his back foot and kick him.
Oh.
So he couldn't do anything. I don't think I've seen that anywhere else.
No, me neither.
And when you consider all the spots and crazy stuff that's happened in wrestling, finishes stolen from other wrestlers, according to Bobby Fish, it was nice to see something as simple as, well, I could see he's still got strength. Let me kick his arms out. Now he's on the floor. Like,
Better than a 630 senton for me, Maffew.
what was turning into Dax? What
Yeah.
do we get, right?
Pretty
I'm all
much.
right with this.
We are both over 30 now, so now we're going to start getting really grumpy about stuff that doesn't matter.
Isn't it great?
Yeah, that's about getting old, isn't it? I did like the fact as well that it wasn't wrestling that beat Dax. It was just pure scrapping.
Yep.
Because that sort of kept him kind of strong if you're into that sort of thing.
And we are here.
Yeah.
So
I love batterings.
a very worthy main event at AEW Rampage. And then Monday Night Raw.
Oh,
and the
got
wacky
some
thing.
things to say about this one, Maffew.
Dexter Loomis is a babyface.
I'm sad that Jack's not here to back me up. It's going to be a straight
I'll
one-on-one shoot fight.
Oh, I see. Okay, well, you ready? Ready? I'm ready. Seth Rollins opens the show. Oh, this is why. Opens the show and says he isn't interested in a rematch with Matt Riddle. Instead, he wants to be a champion again, but Riddle interrupts and they brawl into the crowd. Seth gouges the eyes and bravely runs away. Riddle gives chase.
Did that say bravely runs away?
No, I had that.
I
had that to every time because I want
starting.
Riddle gives chase, but is blocked by the entrance of the Judgment Day. They try to make friends and offer him a place in their stable, but he says no. Balor takes offense, setting up a match. Balor beats Riddle after interference from Seth. Riddle gets stomped after the match, and Seth tells him, move on.
Right, let's break it down.
Break it down.
The scene starts off with Rollins' entrance. The fans sing along with this theme because that's what they do. And the girls, they screamed when the song ended. Rollins sounded like a babyface, I'll concede at the start of the promo. But then again, let's remind ourselves he's a heel, clearly, who calls himself a visionary and a revolutionary. So, of course, that Pied Piper Mother Hubbard would be reveling in that kind of attention, Maffew. He's not interested in a rematch, Maffew. I feel like we're getting a political debate now. Because he's a heel, and the fans were even chanting rematch, after the heel told them, Seth Rollins, that he wasn't interested in one, proving once again that he is a professional wrestling heel. Rollins then ran away from the fight like a professional wrestling heel, not a baby face, and then fellow heels came down to take on the baby face of the scenario, which was Riddle, who's been good against the heel called Rollins, meaning that Seth Rollins has been a heel all this while.
Who was cheered relentlessly by the crowd. Like I said, number one babyface heel in all of wrestling.
I did like when the fellow heels, Judgment Day, came down saying they were friends with Riddle because we all have social media, don't we? And we all used to see them round the pool back in the day. Him and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley having a great old time. But yeah, and then the crowd cheered Riddle when he turned on the Judgment Day because he's the babyface and Rollins is the heel.
Yeah, and Balor got a nice bit because I know the laws are relaxed around here in Portland, and Riddle got excited, and he went, I'm talking about the weed, and he went, oh, sorry. So
I was just thinking of Louis Theroux's documentary about polyamorous relationships and all that sort of stuff. I thought that's what you were referencing
the
there.
swingers thing. Yeah.
You were referencing there. Swingers? Is that?
Well, that's one way of calling it.
I thought that's what you were referencing there with Riddle, yeah. That was all in Portland, wasn't it?
Oh, it's been
Anyway!
I thought you were allowed to be legally polygamy. That's a good way of saying that. If you were Mormon.
This is all above my head. I'm scared in case
we're going out of depth here. Let's go back to wrestling.
There was
another thing we're also out of depth.
Classic match structure. So there was between Riddle, the babyface, getting beaten down methodically by the heel Balor. Then eventually he came and fought back. I laughed my pants off, so I did when I forget what move Riddle has done to him on the ring apron, but he goes, "Oh my neck!" and it fades to black halfway through.
Oh, that killer cross.
I was a scorpion death drop on the apron by Balor, which made me go, "Oh my neck!" down the camera as it goes off the air. The heels then start cheating to win against the babyface, which then brings out another babyface to fight them off. Right. Even though that babyface has also been quite heelish because he cheats all the time with his family. Now his son hates him. This is Monday Night Raw.
I want my babyface.
And then the heel Seth Rollins comes back down to help the heel Finn Balor win the match and attacks him after the bell because he's a heel, and he's then booed for it. He got booed finally. Go on the heel, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, can't wait for him to be cheered next time you appear.
Move on, bitch. That's not me speaking to you. That's Rollins speaking to Riddle.
He does get just a giant, yay, we like you, Rollins. And selling, oh yeah, boo. Every week on Raw.
We got there in the end. I'll concede there was big cheers at the start, but then by the end he was getting booed.
Obviously, I only say this because Jack gets worked up. So there's less fun doing it with you. So when he's not here, we'll say, you know what, Jack is right. His theme music is face, but Rollins is heel.
I'll be erratic and crazy if you want, and off the wall, and just a loose cannon if you want. Woman!
Is that Jack to you?
Yeah, I don't know.
The loose cannon. He's like Ken Shamrock in 98. Oh, Jack. Who will he contradict next? That's right. Himself. I love him, though, because we'll say this because he's not here. He's like, Jack, you did a good video this week. Oh, no, I wasn't that good. Was this the edit?
But Fraser did a video, and I don't like Fraser.
Yeah. Fraser, he's young. And he's done something that I haven't. Yeah, but you've also accomplished a lot in your life. You can't just be comparing yourself to other people. No, I have to be comparing myself to everybody. Jack, people love you. Not as much as Fraser. Well, I'm not going to argue that. But bless him. He's so cute and adorable when you're like, he's talked himself out of a compliment.
I can't wait for you two to get together and father a child. Rollins backstage later. I guess that Rollins has moved on to the US title. I guess that was it, because he's now challenging Bobby Lashley next week on Raw.
And it was nice to see Lashley just casually dressed.
Yeah.
It was like, hi, it's me, training in the back with my kid. Oh, hello, wrestler. It was just, no, I'm just chilling.
It's gone from the almighty to the... Whoa.
The alrighty.
Good. I'm the alrighty, Bobby Lashley.
That's what he says. He's casually dressed. And he's looking good, isn't he? So,
aye. That'll be a good match, though. Getting spoiled on Raw, aren't we? These big matches. Wonderful.
Big matches.
Oh. Speaking of big matches.
Backstage, Dominic Mysterio says this is the first time he's felt alive. And they do that thing. Is there a term for it? Person behind the camera.
Oh, Dan will know.
I used to know the term. Forget it. Where it's like, it's a shot here. It's just, I'm speaking in the dark. You see it in music videos. Blah, blah, blah. And then they slowly transition from over. So like, there's like the head here from the other angle. As it slowly transitions.
So if I'm looking there, then they'll switch.
Does that have a technical term or not? Do you know what I'm referring to? Oh, okay. I know I did a bad job there. Someone's singing like, I love you. And then it cuts to another shot of me. But then like, it's done. So there's a really slow transition from that camera to, this is going nowhere. Let's move on.
A fade?
Yeah, but it's like a really slow fade. Is there a term for that?
You see both shots at the same time as they pass each other.
So there's two heads.
Yeah,
Cross dissolve.
Yeah, but
Microsoft PowerPoint.
Yeah.
Dan's got a degree in the films, hasn't he? He's got a degree in the films.
Oh, well, so.
He'll know what we're talking about.
R.I.P. to Goddard. Anyway, yeah.
How did you feel about that, Dan? Were you despondent?
There you go. There you go.
I guess that's a reference to that man.
Yes.
Is it a film called Breathless?
Yes.
Oh, it's also a song by The Cause, which is a nice song.
I was also his favorite song, would you believe?
Really?
No. Anyway, backstage, Dominic Mysterio, his 1980s fade transition PowerPoint stuff, says this is the first time he's felt alive like Shanta doing Rocket Man. He's his own man now, dog, and he'll stamp out Edge to escape Ray's shadow. Rhea Ripley whispers in Dom's ear, and he says, I once was a boy, but now I am a man. I fought the night, man. Live this day, man. Now I'm here to ask for your hand. Thank you for that, Jack.
It was interesting to see him say he's become his own person by styling himself after Rhea Ripley. That's not how that one works for me, Dom. I don't like this guy. He's a professional wrestling heel. I don't like him. I can see through his words. I like the fact he was like, Dad, why did you never bother to get to know me? Instead of like, he was on about teaching and like getting to know him and like knowing what he wanted from his career. And I'm like, you can do all of that above. Like, I know that Ray probably shoehorned him in to just be his little lackey for a little while to keep himself relevant, even though he didn't need him at all, did he? In hindsight. Oh dear. Like when he called his dad a tiny, tiny man, but you cast a large shadow. That was a good fire line.
I thought that was a good bit.
Yeah.
I mean, the Phantom Menace poster, it's got Anakin Skywalker in the background.
Oh,
That
yes.
shadows Darth Vader.
I know what you're I actually know what you're on about that.
Yes,
That's my
finally, we've got a reference. High five. Yeah,
That's my only Star Wars film I've ever seen.
I knew it was.
So up the Jar Jar Binks.
Up the Binks.
I did like, what did you make of Dom as like his heelish aura, we'll call it? Because as far as I could see, all he did was, like, he had an itchy nostril.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Spider-Man 3, Peter Parker? I loved it. Yeah, he's got his hair slicked back. Yeah, that's how he's got his hair. And he's got Rhea Ripley. And I like the fact he's like, yeah, I don't want to live in my dad's shadow anymore, which you can understand if you have a dad as legendary as Rey Mysterio Jr., of course. But now he wants to live underneath Rhea Ripley's shadow.
Tree. I know it's only the first time he was doing it. He's only a young boy. I don't know how old he is. I assume he's in his 20s.
I was going to say, it's like, I asked you for advice and stuff like that. Imagine if you asked Ray what he thought of, he's probably said, well, son, you need to go do your homework. And Dominic's trying to explain to him, I'm in my 20s. He's like, of course you are, son. Go watch Teletubbies.
Take your PS5 away so I can't beat you up after I lose to you on 2K.
That's what Ray said after Clash at the Castle.
He did.
But did you buy him as a heel? I don't. At the moment, I'm just not seeing it other than him doing the little like. Ooh.
I am not in the Dom at all. That's going to be our context. Fast. I'm not in the Dom as a thing by himself because he's rubbish. But I like the story of him turning on his dad to join up with the cool goth lads and lasses. That's okay. That'll be something for Judgment Day. It's going to be way better for them than it is Dominic.
Yeah.
But nothing, you can't do much of Dominic Mysterio.
Well, let's see how it goes. I didn't think it was a very good start, though.
I don't think Dominic Mysterio could make a cup of tea if you asked him politely. I think he'd find a way to mess it up. He'd put the milk in first or something.
I've done that on a few occasions, but coffee, though.
Coffee's okay.
Stop the instant little grounds getting burnt. allegedly.
Yeah, that's it. You're
Is
supposed
that
to.
a thing, is it?
Yeah, coffee you're not supposed to do at boiling temperatures because it ruins not ruin, but takes away from the maximum taste you can get.
Oh, the maximum male coffee. That was terrible. Let's move on to later in the show.
With help from Bailey, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, aka Damage Katal, beat Ali and Raquel Rodriguez to become the new women's tag team champions. Now, I don't know if it was because it was almost expected that this was going to be happening. Not a lot of heat from the crowd.
No, the crowd. Raquel was trying her hardest on that apron to get the crowd going. She was going, but no, that house show where Undertaker's going mental. She was doing that basically, but the crowd was just going, yeah, and then just sat back down.
You're not winning.
Yeah.
You're not winning. And they didn't.
I tell you what, though, pose or no pose, I think Raquel like a right tosser wearing a belt backwards the entire time during her entrance. Do the Ziggler. When she does the turn, then you turn the belt. Come on. I thought she looked really silly with her back pose and her impressive back. Wish I had a back like that, to be fair. Her actual back. She poses like that, doesn't she?
Oh, no, she has got a big back.
She's got a lovely back.
Let's say back again.
As I said earlier, Aaliyah got to do more in this match, which I was thinking early on was necessary because so far it's just been Raquel doing all the moves and then Aaliyah coming in doing a little bit, but then Raquel getting the win. Now she's doing more moves. Her sell we said this earlier, I think she hurt her shoulder at some point. There was a bit where she was on the middle rope and then I think it was Io Sky came and did like the arse to the back, which caused her to boing off the ropes. Looked like I hurt herself there, which obviously I think played a little bit in her silly sell of the finishing maneuver. But again, we can't be too harsh if she was hurt. But then again, the tactics, she just did more moves and they lost. So just stand on the apron, Aaliyah, and get more money.
Yeah.
That's,
Stand there, look good.
Make Raquel do all the work. It was a shame to see the crowd so dead because it's been a pretty good start for the women's tag team division since they've been
in terms of
brought
making
back.
it feel like an important title, which it absolutely wasn't even before the stuff with everyone working out happened. It absolutely wasn't. But now they're making it like a proper title again. It's good. Again, it was weird to set up for this because I guess why they did that just to make it so there's actually ready-made storyline and something for them to do. But wasn't the story of the match that the bad guys were actually screwed out of the titles? Wow, that's a great story.
The wrong person was pinned a couple of weeks ago, so they're getting their rematch.
Those damn bad guys with their
logic,
justified reason. But, it gives them something. And something's always better than nothing, isn't it, Ross?
And we'll have to see now, because as I said earlier, I think they're building a tag team division, and now we have a former tag team champions team in there. So if they stay together, good. If they don't, I can see why they split them up as well, because it's clear that all eyes are on Raquel. Because her SHIT is banging. To steal a phrase from a film that I've forgotten. All eyes on me. My SHIT is banging. What film's that?
I don't know.
Neither do I. Let's move on to Gale versus Gargano.
It must have been Breathless. Rey Mysterio.
All eyes on me. My SHIT is banging. That's how it probably would have gone with the dancing and whatnot. That's all I've seen from that guy passed away.
Thank you very much.
And then it was like the little subtitles. It was like, she's thinking about the men looking at her breasts at this point. She's hoping she can take advantage of their eyes being on her breasts. Oh, Scary Movie 3, which is obviously
John O'Goddard, definitely up there. His best work.
Hey, that scene where the kid gets hit by the reversing car is one of the greatest in cinematic history.
It's tough because I saw that. That was one of the times when I was in denial about not needing glasses. So I went out without my glasses on. I was like, I'm all right. Blind as out to the cinema with my mates. And again, cinema screen. I'm there going like that the entire time. So I like to go buying it on DVD later on and going, oh, that's a film. Right. And never doing that mistake ever again. But the bit I remember laughing at the most from that film, because it's a bit rough, was the police officers whose hat just gets bigger in every... I don't know why that made me laugh so much, because it's the stupidest visual gag you can do.
I wonder what that kid's doing now. What was his name in the film? The little shorthead one that gets hit by the car. Cody.
It'd be great if you know it.
Cody?
No.
He grew up to be the American Nightmare. Maybe he did because he could see things other people could see, and Cody left AEW because he saw things that people couldn't see.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
But every month he puts on the tape and the woman comes out the well and goes, leave for WWE. Really? No, trust us on this one. Goes back in the well. I'll see you next month.
It all makes sense.
Hang on, that's just somebody on NXT's gimmick, isn't it? You're stolen. It's horrible, that. Where we are. Rey Mysterio tries to talk to Dominic backstage and begs him not to face Edge tonight because it's the point of no return. Dom doesn't listen, and Rhea says, Pappy knows best.
Because she had intercourse with him, maybe.
Dad, I love you. You're a legend. You're the greatest wrestler of all time. But look at her.
Yeah.
Look at Pappy.
Fair enough. Look at Pappy.
Where's you go? Aye, fair dues.
I thought Ray looked pathetic in this segment, apologising to Dom after Dom hoofed him with an arm. I was about to say hoofed him in the nads, but that was Adam. Uncle Adam, as they called him many times in this week's Raw.
Yes, I did.
Creepy Uncle Adam. He's not creepy, is he? He might, I don't know.
He's with the world's smallest mask on.
I thought, what was it? I said this the other day. Was that on last week's podcast, right? You reminded me of the Balls of Steel devil.
Oh, you did say that,
yeah.
yes.
Well, just my mind is blurring into one at this point.
It certainly is.
But yeah, he's apologising to Dom and he's saying, like, give me a chance. Don't fight Edge. He's like a brother to me and an uncle to you. That'd have been like, what am I to you then?
Yeah, he's like an uncle. It's like, I am literally your son. You're like a son to me, son. But again, as we point out, Edge is not family to Ray because he hasn't turned on Ray yet.
Oh.
Every other family member or close personal associate of Ray has turned on him at some point.
Via clothesline as well.
Yes.
Yeah, every time. Just duck Ray.
And he's like, I'm surprised they hit me. I don't usually need to do it. And then Johnny Gargano beats Chad Gable in his first match back. Otis attacks him afterwards, but Gargano fights him off. Theory arrives and lays Johnny out with the briefcase. I thought this was an interesting thing to have for Gargano's first match back because there seemed to be a healthy amount of fake crowd pop because it's Gargano. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying it's been a while since he's done nothing. The crowd needs to come back. And Gargano did this promo saying, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the best, but I am just incredible. Sorry. He says, but I could do stuff that no one else can. And you go, fair enough. Who do they have him fight? The only other guy on the roster who's as the same size or smaller than him, who can also do stuff that no one else can. So this was a lovely little match of the stuff they were doing, the mat wrestling, the technique, the chaos theories, and the Ocean Cyclone Suplex called by Corey Graves. It wasn't quite that, but we'll give a point.
The chaos theory.
It would be nice. No, that's a different. That's the rolling. It's a
tits.
You're supposed to be the Old Japan.
Oh, well.
Kayfabe, barbarism.
Damn Motico getting in my way.
Yeah, we'll blame her. That's what Giant Baba would do, right? But so it was a lovely little match. I don't think it did as much for Johnny as it could have done because it's like no one else can do that apart from this guy, several people in the back, half of NXT. It's like,
I feel the same way exactly because I heard that line and I was thinking, oh, well, maybe he can. Maybe he's referencing the way like he can make you feel and get you on side with him and stuff as he kicks out for the 99th time. But then you watch him. If he just said, my name's Johnny Wrestling, here's why. And then we saw that match. I thought that would have been way more effective because as a wrestling match, as a ding-dong battle, as a match that had everything from the mat-based stuff to some big moves being done, and the transition into the cliffhanger DDT from Gable in the corner.
Quick, what do they call that transition in film, Dan?
Cross dissolve.
Oh, there we go. Sorry. I thought that was going to get a pop. It did not. Go fight your door. Shut up. What were you saying, Ross?
But the cliffhanger DDT, and then I think was a transition into an ankle lock just before that as well.
Yeah.
All the transitions in this match. The match had everything. It was really seamless. It was pretty on the eye. But as you say, the fact he was like, I can do stuff other people can't do. That's a very Ricochet thing to say. And it's not done well.
Wow, you know what? That's it.
It's not done well for Ricochet, has it? So again, if he was just like, I'm called Johnny Wrestling. I'm a better wrestler than most. Here's why. And do that match, therefore, it would have been really, really effective.
Above average, Johnny Gargano.
Natural Born Thrillers come back. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know. I love their theme from back in the day. Oh yes.
A Gargano bomb off the top. There he is. Goes sideburns out of here.
But again, Gable proven that he, as we said earlier, he's really good at making other people look good. But it's time, surely. He can do it all. I know he's a little bit shorter than Kurt Angle, but that doesn't matter. He can still snap you in half. Yeah. Surely. Come on. And rest in peace to Austin Theory, because we're about to find out.
Oh, here we go.
He got murdered.
So Theory cuts a promo about how Gargano is overrated. Hey, stop that. Watching NXT, I guess. Then Kevin Owens interrupts to one of the biggest pops of the night. Mm-hmm. Babyface KO is here. So Theory tells him he's achieved more in 2 months than Owens has in 5 years. Owens cuts a passionate promo about how prospects like Theory, with all the right attributes, usually fizzle out. Ooh. Whereas wrestlers like himself and Gargano are 1 in a million. Theory says Owens will never be like him, so Owens starts a brawl, which is eventually separated, and apparently maybe breaks his nose.
Maybe it was piss and blood. I think it was definitely broken. Something was going wrong there, unless he had one of those spiky bogies up his nose.
Yeah. Oh, I hate them.
Oh, it's horrible.
Well, we have to say allegedly on this show in case you know. In case. Nah, you know what? Move on. So, yes, what do you think?
You know when back in the day, back in the Vince McMahon era of the World Wrestling
I
Federation?
can't remember that far back.
And sometimes you would have commentators say certain things or certain promos like this where he would use other humans to be a vehicle for a message he wanted to push. This felt like it could have been the first one for Triple H as a direct message to Theory. The way that Kevin Owens was like, you were the hand-picked future. That's not how it works anymore. And it was nice of Kevin to mention the Universal title win as well. Otherwise, that means he's just a hypocrite, isn't he?
Yeah.
But he's not, because he mentioned it, and that's crucial. And then he was like, as he said, Theory, people like Theory with big muscles and whatnot, they're a dime a dozen. But him and Gargano were on a million. But this is he was calling Theory the appendix of the business.
That was a good line.
He's been watching, he's been listening, he's been seeing how he carries himself. And I'm thinking, is this Triple H talking through Kevin Owens' mouth and just murdering the man? But yeah, it was an unbelievable promo from Kevin Owens, and hopefully he just takes the Money in the Bank off Theory and wins it himself. Why the hell not? Because Theory, I think this was one of those tests. I remember like a few years ago, Baron Corbin was like giving a few promo segments where it was like, here's a test for you. Or Roman Reigns with John Cena. Cena just murders him.
Yeah.
Now it's like, Roman, now it's time for you to spit your bars. And he flopped. And Theory, I think, was given like a little setup here by Kevin Owens. Like, I've said my bit, now you go here. And he just says, you'll never be like me, Kevin. Well, I'm like, you've choked there, fam. It felt like one of those segments, like a big test for Austin Theory, but I don't think he passed it, because then he also got beaten up in the brawl.
He did.
We need him to be, something needs to happen where he gets taken more seriously, looks better in segments, because there's too many segments at the moment where he looks like a tit or just gets made to look like a fool. If there's a difference between a tit and a fool.
His new gimmick is mixed signals.
Yeah.
Like a person with indicating left and right at the same time. They know where he's gunning. But we know Kevin Owens is clearly better than him. And most of the people who've been in the ring with him have gotten a bigger pop or reaction. He's good when he runs out during title matches. Everyone goes, oh, God, no. But then he gets battered. It's all right.
It is working to a certain extent, because I don't know if it was just because it was the first match of the night at the Castle. But when his music hit, it was a bit of a surprise, because I don't think we knew. I didn't know that the 6-man tag was happening on the kickoff show. So I was like, when his music hit, there were loud boos on the kickoff show. But then again, I could have just been an overzealous UK crowd. First match of the night. So it is working to an extent, but I just think we need more of him looking good to take him seriously, because if he wins the title in the next month or so, it's going to flop.
He's one of the first people in a long while would have thought there's no way he can.
Nah.
But
like Baron Corbin,
know.
2017 Corbin has got more of a chance of succeeding than this Theory at the moment.
Yeah.
So
Damien Sandow.
Such
a sad moment.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Something inside so strong. Why have I written? Wow, I've done this.
You sung that last week as well. Bianca Belair issues an open challenge for the Raw Women's title. Sonya Deville arrives and tries to cut a promo, but Belair tells her it's an open challenge, not open mic. Ooh.
Who told this bitch it was open mic night?
And Dolph Ziggler goes, sorry. They wrestle, and Belair wins. Bayley interrupts her celebration and brags about pinning Belair in Wales. Don't you know? She knows that the champ's ego will cause her to make a mistake, putting the title on the line against Bayley. Damage Katal surround Belair and try and beat her down, but Bliss and Asuka make the save. I thought Deville Belair was going to be better than what it was. It was a bit rough.
Same.
It got hot towards the end, but it's like, Deville didn't look too good this week in a SmackDown match in this. So
I like the reasoning for the open challenge being a thing, in that like Bianca had her confidence knocked at the Castle and she wants to regain it by just wrestling and winning. But then Corey Graves, did you pick up on this? He had just a massive issue with Sonya all the way through the match. Like, this isn't how champions wrestle. Like, you got to press the advantage. You can't be posing and whatnot. And she was just like, she was taking a little breather. She wasn't on the middle rope going, yeah, brother, doing all this.
Theory,
yeah, she wasn't doing that. But Corey was just having a go at it all the way through. I was like,
well,
what?
she's supposed to be a bad guy, right? So
is he.
But wait, are you getting more Triple H yelling at Corey? Going, this is great. I can do this.
No, I just felt like, because I forget, who did Corey have an issue with a little while ago on commentary? He just kept, was it Dana Brooke or someone like that?
Yes.
Yeah, he just, out of nowhere, just having a go at her.
And that led to nothing.
So it just felt a bit weird for me, him having a go.
Look how bad Sonya Deville is.
Yeah,
interesting.
Bit weird. But as you see, it was a bit of a meh match. M-E-H.
Yeah, but now it's a new world, so it's M-E-H-H-H.
H-H-H. Meh. And I guess the Bliss and Asuka must still be a tag team if they're together, still fighting for what's right.
Yeah.
Fighting for their lives.
Fight for your life. And almost beats two local warriors. local warriors. That's what it says here. Well,
put them over more than they did on Raw. Why
In
don't
a
they even
match.
mention their names? I
Don't
don't
get
that.
too attached.
But what's the point in doing it then if there's no investment on either side?
That's true. That's why you have two of them. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, maybe these, whatever. You know what? I like almost slapping jobbers around.
I need to watch the podcast I did with I met him years ago, Kazim. I can't pronounce his surname. I'm really sorry. But he's called Kazim. And
Okay.
he used to be a creative team writer for WWE. Good pals with Wale. And he's on his podcast and Omos is the guest. And Omos is telling this story about how he had the thing on the brain. And you're like, if you don't have this thing removed from your brain, you're going to have a heart attack or a stroke or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that story seems amazing. And just, I wish they would maybe, I don't know if he has said, no, it's off the table, but it would get me on side if they were just tapping into that a bit more, because it would seem like a really nice story, and just how he went back to, bless you.
Thank you.
How he went back to WWE after being rejected initially, I think, and going, oh, is there any chance? And they were like, yeah, come down and we'll see what you like. And then he got his job, and then he's gone. He's getting more muscular, though, Omos. He's looking good, brother, looking swole.
You should
You're
do
gonna
this
sneeze
for the
again.
jobbers.
But I just hope it's not going to be like 100 weeks of this. Because I remember with Braun Strowman back in 2016, it felt endless. But the difference was,
But he was over as hell
and
when
those
Braun was doing
and
it.
those jobbers got a little promo which made you care a little bit
Yeah.
more. I remember Johnny Knockout.
Yep.
Big sweaty men. I've ran with that one. Cheers, Johnny.
Ellsworth. Sorry, bringing him up. But yeah, you're right. Maybe they should do little promos, but
Just something to get you a little bit invested in it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a bit boring, isn't it?
yeah, I'm not sure why he lies in the scheme of things here, but he's up there with Via.
As what?
What are we doing with him?
Oh,
Triple H
yeah.
is like, nah, I'm not into this guy.
Aye,
Because
because
he's been with the reports as well. There's been no
no plans for Via.
plans.
Yeah, I hope because Via's a very softly spoken fella. He seems like really intelligent.
Mm.
Obviously, former baseball man, I think he was, with the $1 million arm, whatever they call it, his clothesline thing. So, because I was saying because we did this on the news the other day, me and Jack, and I was like, just have him be a bit more of a nuanced character rather than just big scary man going, "Oh, I'm a
I'll
lion."
never last. Don't be silly.
Yeah. Oh, we've done it already, haven't we, a million times, and maybe it's gone past us. I don't know.
Wrestling will always have big guys going, "Roar!"
But I want something more than that. Raw, I'm good at baseball.
No, that should be like, "Roar! Hello, I have a PhD in wrestling." Backstage, Seth brags about being the face of Raw. Yeah. But Bobby Lashley arrives and says he has no power. We've already talked about that. Miz and Maurice are getting ready for a movie premiere at home, but Miz feels uneasy about leaving the house. Maurice reassures him that they have plenty of security to keep Dexter Lumis away, as we see Lumis outside the window. Miz gives an interview about Dexter's attack on him last week, but loses his temper and heads off the premiere with Maurice. We see Lumis now inside the house, drawing a picture of Miz, Maurice, and their 2 children. Dexter Lumis is the good guy.
This is weird.
Yep.
Because The Miz, in these segments, I know he got a bit pissed off towards the end, but that's because he was rattled. At the start of the segment, he's got a nice house. He's got a nice chair. He's got a nice piano. He's got nice kids, a nice wife. He's dressed nice. He's speaking nice. But then we see a little shot of a psychopathic murderer in the window. And we're supposed to go, ha, he's going to get Miz and kill him. I was a bit like, I know we've had a lot of water going to the Miz's bridge, so to speak, in terms of being an arsehole, but I'm a bit confused, me. Could they not had someone a bit more wholesome in this role of getting stalked by a psychotic murderer at his own house?
No, because the murdering serial killer is the good guy. So it's okay if it's a Miz.
I thought the camera team, the cameraman and the interviewer also turned on Miz during this segment because they could have told him, could they not? He's there. Don't go outside. Don't leave your kids in the house alone because he's in there now, isn't he? What happened to the kids? We don't know.
You sure the kid's going, Dad, there's a... Shut up, kid. Whatever.
Yeah.
To make it even better. But
I hope he didn't do anything naughty, Dexter. You know, just in general.
he
Not
didn't,
with
he didn't flush afterwards. Oh.
on the floor.
Miz look at his turn half. No, he strikes again.
He's left skid marks.
Oh, I thought they put the lid on the butter.
Butler, come in here and clean it. We're not doing it. But yeah, it's going to be, I hope we don't get another week of like, I don't want to talk about it because that's now annoying me. But I don't know if that's
Yeah,
the point.
like, what is he doing?
Yeah, it
It's a
feels
bit
like
weird now.
feels like bad writing rather than just going like he's in denial of what's actually happened. So we need to get some sort of, because that's now like 4 weeks in a row, isn't it? That Dexter's been there when Miz thought he wasn't and things have happened. So yeah, the longer that goes on, the more it feels like a bit like bad, lazy writing.
And plus, we don't get much of a reaction when he's appeared in the cage match or he's just appearing down the aisle. Yay, the serial killer. You're going to die, Miz. Yay. That excited crowd. When it's done pre-taped, there was nothing. It felt like, okay, He's in the house.
Because we don't know what he's doing. Is he just turning up and then just going, woo, and then running away, going, hee, got him?
Yeah.
Because that's a bit rubbish, isn't it? But if he's tying Miz up and waterboarding him, giving him, putting the elephant on his head like Hopper in Stranger Things and doing stuff like that, then we'll get invested.
Make him watch WrestleMania 27. In the main event, Dominic, the person the entire show was built around this week, gets stuck in the ropes and Edge beats him up until Ray slides in to stop him. Judgment Day interfere and beat up the good guys. Again, they target Edge and Balor hits a coup de grace, which commentary say may have broken Edge's leg. Oh, no.
May have broke. Jimmy Smith was there straight away. His leg is broken. It's definitely broken, everybody. I've had no time to receive word from any medical professional, but I, Jimmy Smith, know his leg is broken.
Oh, extraordinary. Yeah, he's right in there, isn't he? God, thank you, Jimmy Smith.
But I guess, obviously, Edge has been written off for a little while there while his knee recuperates.
No, so this, you could stay, I'm leaving.
What a cruel twist of fate, though, in the ring against the Mysterio, and it's your knee that gets hurt.
Oh
man. Life comes around sometimes in an arsehole-ish way. But I like the way Edge started the match by just battering Dom. I was like, please don't be a collar and elbow tie-up. This is not the feud for it. But no, just battered him. He got, as Jim Ross might say, he got taken out to the woodshed.
I love saying that.
Beaten like a government mule. The three amigos from Dom, as I've seen going around on Twitter this week, were pretty bad, weren't they?
You know what? I'm just sick of seeing. Okay, is it anybody who has any vague relation to Rey Mysterio? Oh, time to hit the three amigos. And you're like, do you need to do it every time? Crowd didn't seem arsed at all. Because every single person does this spot.
They did the old titty jiggle. They got a bit like, oh, you can't do that, even though that's your biological
But
father.
everybody does this. Everybody who feuds with Ray does it. It's like, oh, what? Okay, so make a tribute to Eddie. Another tribute. Going for the frog splash. All right, it's so by the numbers. One of those big old books where you do all the numbers and it's a fish.
Tell you what wasn't by the numbers, though.
What?
The spear reversal into the half Boston Crab by Dom.
He did do one good
Beautiful. One good move, but apart from that, it was a bit...
Okay.
I hope that Uncle Adam gets him in a cage. Because I think that's what the next
Who's under
logical...
the cage? That's right. Text lose. Oh, wrong guy. Sorry, it goes back underneath. But it's a means to an end. At least it's leading to something with Judgment Day, which leads to something with Judgment Day. I mean, they're going to continue beating up Edge and Mysterio every week until the sun turns cold. So thank you very much.
That was all right, wasn't it?
It was. It was not as good as previous weeks. Probably the weakest so far since the Triple H thing. But you know what? I'm not saying it as a complaint. The other episodes have been very good. At least nearly everything on the show was leading to something.
Yeah.
Sorry, Omos, you suck. Never mind that. Who cares? NXT 2.0, Hankety Hank. Yeah, whatever. Thanks for trying. The show...
Oh my God, Hank. I forgot about Hank. Jesus. Sorry. Good one.
The show opens up with a steel cage tag title match between Pretty Deadly and the Creed brothers. Oh my God.
Yes, bye.
Yes, boys, what we were saying, we're taking all the big moves in this match because these lads are treated this like it was an actual prison trying to escape out of. The running powerbomb, the Pretty Deadly inside the cage, on the cage wall with the editing team not even bothering to try and get rid of the holy poop chant.
It was like, do you remember that Do Not Try This at Home advert? Sean Waltman in that one. Oh, it was carbon copy. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The double superplex off the top where they did edit out the holy poop chants, meaning that there's a Pretty Deadly bias in the editing truck. Shocking that. Then eventually have to take even more moves. Kemp, fresh off EastEnders, handcuffs Julius to the cage wall, allowing Pretty Deadly to double team Brutus to death to retain the tag titles and giving credence to what they're saying, that they are the best NXT and NXT UK tag teams.
Yeah, it was
ever existed.
Really good start of the show. I know, because obviously happy first birthday to NXT 2.0.
Oh, stop it.
Died after one, yeah. I mean, there's a hope for me.
It died on its birthday, like William Shakespeare.
Obviously, we're gonna mention this in the future of this podcast, as in a couple of hours' time probably, but there is a hope that they keep a lot of what made 2.0, but bring back certain elements that made 1.0, or black and gold. And
this is a good halfway point, wasn't it? Because Pretty Deadly are a really 2.0 style tag team, even though they were NXT UK
they
first
are
of all.
They are really like network era NXT, like Vaudevillains era gimmick as well. They could have fit in that one seamlessly as well. So hopefully they keep the stuff that made them both good. Because I hope, my fear is that it just goes back to 2019. It's all just kick pads and kick outs. I'm going to try and make this a thing. Don't want all that. But this match was brilliant the way, because you're thinking it's just going to be taking a bar to the woodshed, but in the form of a cage. But no, the assisted code breaker off the back that turned the tide by Kit Wilson. had me doing this in my chair at home. I was going mental.
It was pretty deadly.
It was pretty deadly. Julius does a Spanish fly off the top ropes where he lands on his feet. Oh, wonderful. I loved how we still got a Brutus bomb in the cage, even though we had a cage and you can't normally do a Brutus bomb in the cage because it has to go to the outside, but that was good. When Martin Kemp gets involved from SCS and EastEnders and whatnot, the spicy meatball, they shout on commentary, that stopped Pretty Deadly escaping from the cage. What the hell's a spicy meatball? And what the hell's Brutus got to do with spicy meatballs? But it was just a really good
look at
match.
his notes for the later on tag team. From a certain part of the world, Italy,
the spicy meatball.
Oh, no. I don't know what was going on with there, but
really good match, though.
Yeah, and setting up stuff more with Kemp, the bastard.
The bastard.
Again, can you believe the bastard Kemp turned on Julius? I say that every week. I know. And you know what? Shut up. Wesley wins the fan vote. What fan vote, by the way?
I know I didn't know where to vote.
What fan vote? All
Cum
right.
would have got my vote.
Yeah.
Cum was there. Cum was gutted.
I hate when Cum's upset. To challenge Carmelo Hayes for the North American title. Cum is angry and storms off, but Joe Gacy is very gracious in defeat, which creeps Wes out. Yeah, sure.
He did. I didn't like the way he did that. He was like, I accept the results because there's more important things I've got to do. There's a bloody...
Like what?
There's a title on the line, you prick. You're a wrestler. That's the only thing you got to be obsessed with is title belts, isn't it? There's only two things real in this business. Checks and championships. Miles and money. Other things that Jim Ross says.
Just the Jim Ross impression I know. Yeah, Joe Gacy was like, sorry, I have to, more important things to do, like wander around aimlessly backstage. Okay, great. But then later on, Wes is attacked in the locker room by Hayes and Trick Williams. They slam his head in a locker door, meaning he isn't cleared to challenge later on. And I thought it was just AEW that had the bait and switch things. Shocking. That.
Hopefully they've knocked some sense back into Wesley because I didn't like his new gimmick of being an annoying man.
Yeah.
Just calm things down a bit, you know. He's a cool guy, I assume. He was cool when he was part of MSK with the dubstep and whatnot and the bright lights. Now he's being like, ah! Like that Thea Hale from Chase U. Yeah. The scourge of Chase U.
That's Jezebel.
I don't know if
Jim Ross tribute.
I don't know if you can say that anymore, can you? He gets pelters for that now these days, doesn't he, Jim Ross, when he says that? I don't know.
Anything Jim Ross does get.
Yeah.
Well, now he's getting more positives because I was like, my God, how long's a show? 8 hours?
He got his...
Yeah, Jim, he's rebelling.
He got his ass whooped.
Jim's like, he knows us on the way out, so he's putting all the stationery he can fit in his pockets as he's coming to work every day. Fallon Henley beats Lash Legend because nothing compares to the thrill of riding a horse.
Or drinking whiskey.
Of course, I'm doing them both at the same time.
Oh, God, imagine that.
You'd be spewing everywhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Backstage, Fallon, JB, and BJ bump into Toxic Attraction. BJ compliments Mandy Rose on her titles. He's just goofy.
Now, this is the thing, isn't it? That's some classic stuff there. Your titles, they looked at me. How did you know you're in my dreams? Classic lines there from BJ. And there's a fear we might lose this sort of crap now from the new NXT.
Oh, no.
Could you imagine if BJ...
Leave the memories alone.
Oh, no, this is what I mean. We can't lose the classic stuff. The real classic stuff. But the match between Fallon and Lash, this has been a blood feud building for several months at this point.
Yeah.
And it felt like all Fallon did was 2 moves. And that's it. I feel shortchanged. Get Otis and his friends from CBBC back in the day on the case. Because I feel shortchanged.
Oh, what
a show that was.
Well done.
Yeah, I paid £50 for this mobile phone. I've seen it elsewhere for $44.99. Otis, sort it out, will you?
The ones I saw was like, well, we rang them up and they said that's how it was advertised and you should have read it before you bought it.
That was it. Like 3 examples every single half hour. That was it every time. But
basically, the person who wrote in is stupid.
Yeah.
And now, I'm not going to tell you this, but a puppet Aardvark is going to tell you this. Oof. Anyway, so yeah, it was whatever, considering it was the blood feud. But hey, it's the first anniversary. Can I get the big hits?
Exactly. All the big bloody hits.
The greatest hits.
Yes, the greatest hits.
And Fallon Henley.
And the greatest titles. And the one that rhymes with hits.
Wade Brown was like, I was going to say that. Horniest man in wrestling, next to Regal.
I tell you what I've got to say as well. Ulisa is out for 9 months. One of the dancing girls, not the Cowie girls, but the dancing girls with Sanga.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Lisa Leon, she's out for 9 months because obviously Sanga promised to take them on a spiritual journey a little while back. Then the next week came along and he just wasn't there on the show. He promised them something, didn't deliver, and now she's out for 9 months with a bad knee or whatever it was.
Oh. Are you saying that if Sanga took them out?
I think Sanga, it's karma. He promised them a spiritual experience, a spiritual journey, and now she's injured for 9 months. After he didn't deliver the thing he promised.
didn't deliver it, and so karma hurt her. He's got so much karma built.
Sanga got away with it.
He's got so much karma built up. He was like, you got enough points for this one. Backstage, Sanga and Valentina. Oh,
just done that.
Literally just said that. They're interrupted by Robert Stone and who?
Come Tuesday.
That's right. Who are angry about losing the fan vote. I'd be angry.
So would I be, because it was a screw job. He would have won, wouldn't he? Wouldn't he?
Yeah.
How were those three involved? He would have won.
Sanga tells Von to have some respect, and Stone has to prevent a brawl.
But then we're going to get one next week.
Oh, you betcha.
Sanga will be there in his little pants and MMA gloves. Cum will be there, just as he always is, just
Ready
there.
to explode.
What a hoss off that's going to be. Exciting times ahead in NXT.
Tell you what, you know, enjoy all that hoss action. Jim Ross.
Oh, yes. Two balls going at it back.
Toxic Attraction comes out to brag about Mandy unifying the titles, and so they should. Well done, Mandy. Alba Fire interrupts, and I just noticed how cool her entrance is.
Yeah.
With the massive flaming thing and the dry ice and stuff like that. I was like, oh, okay.
But then she spoke the words they gave her, and all the coolness drained away.
Yeah.
Because
Should have played it reverse, all the flames going back in after she started
all
speaking.
after Mandy and all that, we're like, oh, look how good we are. And like, you are really good. You're the modern day Triple H there, Mandy Rose. You have obviously Alba Fire come out and say, you see a battle tested warrior spawned from generations of firekeepers. And I was just like, for that coming immediately after Toxic Attraction, have been just like a realistic sort of like, if you want, a realistic-ish, like just, you know, bunch of lasses who kick ass and take names and chew bubblegum. After them saying what they said, to come out and say, I was spawned from generations of firekeepers. I was a bit like,
I'm using Drew McIntyre's scripts from the lockdown. Yeah.
You're like a bit of a mug there, Alba.
No. But she beats down Mandy, who's dragged out the ring by her allies.
I reckon that could be the one, you know. Alba taking the title off Mandy.
Yeah.
While they go back.
Mandy went, yeah, my man was hot as well. Like, what do you want? We get a Cora Jade video package. I know. Calm down. Where she runs down the entire NXT locker room and says that by this time next year, she'll be the number one woman in this industry. She didn't say business. That's how you know Triple H isn't taking control of this right now. Wendy Chu was interviewed about this backstage. And she shouldn't seem arsed. But
I don't live in the generation of Jade. I live in an apartment. Don't lose this, NXT. White and gold. Oh, there's good stuff.
Then Double L interrupts. Chu brushes her off and walks away.
Lash Legend can't catch a break. She's built this blood feud for months, beaten with 2 moves, and now Wendy Chu's pied her off in the face to me. But Cora Jade saying that her shoe has more personality than Zoe Stark. When all she does is she's dressed like a skater boy. She didn't even say "see you later, boy." She just dresses like a skater boy, and that's all. I thought that was a bit rich of her to say that when she hasn't got much charisma herself.
No, but her shoes do.
Oh, well, fair enough, yeah. Maybe they are expensive kicks or Vans or something like that.
Or lugs.
Lugs, yeah.
Ooh.
What was those other ones? DCs? Oh, yeah. I was a child in 1999.
Yeah. The debuting Quincy Elliott.
Here we go.
Arrives on a scooter, and the fans outside go mad because they think it's Shaq the Jobber because of the bright orange scooter. I've already said that joke on me, sorry. He wins a quick match against Sean Gallagher.
Right, Sean Gallagher has got beautiful blue eyes. I was lost in his blue eyes.
He did have the...
man, they were stunning, those eyes were. But Quincy coming down the street like Undertaker in 2001 was absolutely amazing.
Like the Olympic torch almost coming, here it.
Because I thought it was like a mobility scooter to begin with. And then I was like, oh, no, it's not. And then he gets down to the ramp. He does the old twerking on the ring post like I promised a few weeks ago, it felt like. But yes, it was amazing. Like a bear scratching its arse on a tree.
Yes.
Wonderful stuff. He had the one glove on like Michael Jackson. He had the Mabel-inspired attire. He had the gold dust taunt. The man's got everything. And the sky is the limit for Quincy Elliott.
Yep.
He's come a long way from being a man who takes disco biscuits and chews the air. He's come a long way from that guy.
Well, there's already a lot of people on the roster that have that gimmick, so yeah,
allegedly.
good debut. And crowd loved them.
Yeah,
that's an important thing.
He's entertaining. There's no doubt about that. You can see that. He's got the Kavorka.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in story time, Cameron Grimes takes on Tony D'Angelo and Stacks in the handicap match, but then Joe Gacy arrives to be his tag partner. Oh, what luck.
We've already ended this one, man. He
I
said
know, I
no
thought this
already.
is over, right? Grimes and Gacy win, but Grimes rejects Gacy's hug afterwards. They get in the ring, and they all beat Grimes down.
Right, so he's had 2 no's now, Joe Gacy. Leave him alone. In fact, Joe Gacy, take your gimmick and put it in the bin and become something else, okay? Because you're one of the that is one of the sour points that people like to beat me with. There's Joe. How can you like a promotion with Joe Gacy in? He's rubbish. I know he's rubbish.
Yeah,
I know he is.
Yeah,
I love NXT too.
you didn't like continue the fight and go, no.
I just know he's rubbish.
What's bad about Joe Gacy?
Imagine that. Imagine defending Joe Gacy's gimmick. They massacred my man Zach Gibson and continue to do so every week. But yeah, I don't know why he had to stick his nose in. That was done and dusted. And now it's going to be like, I assume, Daniel Bryan going into the Wyatt family. So I'm strapped in for many weeks of this now.
No, I'm waiting for him to go. One more time. You're going to be in and given a pack against Orange Cassidy. No.
To be fair, though, when the match got going and we got towards the end and they had the moment where he did the drop down, Gacy did a drop down, allowing Karen to do a Spanish fly, I was like, wow, that's pretty smooth, that, though. Yeah. Maybe it will be good, but it won't be good because it's Joe Gacy.
That's right. Nothing more to add.
Nothing
Moving
more.
on.
Yes.
JD McDonough, the sexy serial killer, is having a shave.
Right.
He goes, I love shaving. It's so important to me and I'm really good at it. And he's so good at it, he keeps on moving his bloody giant head around while his mate's got the blade to him.
And
so
the guy's got the blade the wrong way around, by the way, because he's going against the grain. He's going with the grain. He should be going against it
the grain.
to catch all the... Because when you notice when he's doing that, all the hairs were still there. Idiot.
I was checking my emails, but
Tosser.
was it? I love a shave. Cheering him apart. But then he gets nicked and he starts bleeding. And then he's like, stare at the blood. It's okay, because I like the blood, because I'm a sexy serial killer. Yeah, great stuff here, man.
What artery is that one there that goes down your neck?
Obviously not the important one.
Yeah.
It's okay.
That'll be way more effective.
Next week, I'll see.
White as a sheet. Dying.
JD Madonna, next week.
But the guy shaving him had no idea what he was doing. But again, he was moving it. That's another gimmick that people like to bat you with when you say you like NXT 2.0.
Yeah.
And I think it's time to change.
Again, but not even the plants. Sorry, let me call you fans. The plants will cheer for JD.
There's no plants, man.
Hilarious.
Can we quash this myth while he's not here, basically? He's the only one who pushes it.
Then Bron Breakker is interviewed about his rise to the top. There was a lovely little package.
Yeah.
Because it summarized all the positives he's done, because so much can happen in, a week in wrestling, never mind a bloody year. And it was great. Losing the champ at Havoc, even showing him, actually putting in the bit where he fell off the ropes and went, I wasn't ready for that. Turning a negative into a positive. Fantastic.
He is a young boy.
Yeah. And then later on beating him at New Year's Evil. Then, going, oh, great. Then I lost to Ziggler at that rubbish WrestleMania NXT show that no one cared about that arena. And then beating it off Raw. Beating him on Raw for the title. Then having to beat off backstage because he was happy. And then beating Gunther to send him packing from NXT 2.0.
I forgot that happened,
Yeah. And then the never-ending feud with Gacy, which is summed up in 5 seconds.
Good.
Phew.
Good. Yeah, it was
like this.
Really nice summary of the year. Because again, this was the year celebration of NXT 2.0. And this was, as voted for by the legitimate, real human being fans, the biggest superstar of the year, Bron Breakker. But I think I came away from the interview portions of the package thinking, it's a bit sad how they've stripped away his styliness. You getting that way? He's just a normal man now. So if that was with Scott Steiner, he'd be like, yep, doing all that sort of stuff. But I'm like, I want more of that. I want more styliness. But I can see why maybe Triple H wouldn't want that, because they don't like each other.
True. And also, I think he himself, because he didn't want to use the Steiner name, he doesn't want to be another Steiner.
He was good at it, though, in the early days.
He was very good at it. That's the thing. It's like, you're impersonating one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, right? So it's okay.
Really well as well.
And Dominic's like, trust me, it works. Maybe that's it. No, I don't want to. No, it would be completely different to me, Dad. And then what happens? Tyler Bate is interviewed afterwards.
Just imagine Bron Breakker going, Dad, Uncle, you cast a massive shadow. He's like, no, I don't. My ass isn't that fat. Imagine them two going back and forth.
I forgot about the bit where he was filming Samoa Joe. It's one of the other great style promos in TNA where he's working out and he goes like, so you're worried about Samoa Joe? What I'd be worried about? As he's doing wait, what worried about? The only way I'd be worried about him if I was covered in Twinkies.
Fat ass.
And then it's so great because after had I'm a sexy serial killer. And all this stuff. It's like, Tyler Bate, do you want a match with JD? Yeah, all right. Oh, why not? Got nothing else better to do. NXT UK's dead.
They're turning it into a hippie, though, because he says, like, the NXT title is my divine purpose. And then he's like, at the end of the interview, he goes, peace. Hippie. Got long hair. I don't know if that's... Can he say hippie anymore?
Yeah, I don't think it's an insult.
Spiritual man.
Off his nut.
He loves ganja, him. Oh, he makes LSD in his bath.
Makes LSD in his bath. That'd be a hell of a gimmick.
That'd be JD. Come round to mine for a bath. Just puts him in the bath with the LSD. I don't know how. Yeah, soaks into this mouth. You put it on your tongue, don't you?
Wait a minute. Let's go drink the bath water. It's like, you know, that's not how you do that, right? What? He's not a good hippie. Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark with a tag match against Ariana Grace and Kiana James. I have no notes for this.
It was a really meh match. I'm surprised that Nikita and Zoe are still a tag team after not being brought back to the main roster to be part of the tag team division. I felt a bit sorry for Ariana because she's the beauty pageant lady. And Kiana is the business lady. I felt a bit bad for her for the finish because she got both finishes done to her quite quickly. And she literally just pooed her pants in the ring and was just like, taking the moves. And it was quite funny to watch. It made it feel real because I would do the same thing if Nikita was like revving up to do a big kick at the end there. She was just going, and sort of like butcher taking the moves, but it was okay. The baby faces beat up the heels as you would expect. But yeah, it was what it was.
Whatever. And then Malik Blade and Edris and Afia talking to the mysterious red hooded figure in the parking lot and criticized Joe Casey. The Jihad interrupt and start a brawl. Security arrived to break it up, but Hank has to go get ready for his match against Big Body Javi.
Big Body Javi. Obviously now Edris and Malik have seen who the red hooded person is. They know who it is. Who is trying to join the Jihad? Did you like
who?
Yeah, who is it?
Why?
It could be Rey Mysterio. I'm just going off the height. Because I put it out there last week. It was Wendy Chu just off the height. And the cozy,
Wendy Chu joined. Oh, you did
the cozy nature of the hoodie. Just I can imagine her wearing a nice big cozy hoodie like that. So is it a debuting? Because we're getting a new debut next week, aren't we? From someone from NXT UK. I forget what his name was. Whatever his name was. But he's coming next week.
I don't know who you mean.
Great man. I've never heard of him before.
Oh, great wrestler. He's one of the favorites. No, he is like. Never seen before. Oh, well, I look forward to seeing who it is because I don't know either.
Well, I hope that, much like Dexter Lumis should do to The Miz, someone just ties up Edris and Malik and waterboards them until they tell us who is in the red hoodie.
It'd be great to tell people like, we don't care. It's just the Diad. Go away. A vignette informs us that Oro Mensah, Oliver Carter.
That's him.
Oh.
Mensa was his surname.
Oro
Mensah.
Oh, yeah, I remember him now. It's coming next week. He enjoys sipping wine. Smelling. I saw this episode of NXT. I've already forgotten this. I remember the guy, yeah. He enjoys sipping wine, smelling flowers, and putting out candles by clapping at them.
What's that?
He enjoys putting out candles by clapping at them.
Does he? I missed that bit of the promo.
All of us missed bits of this.
I thought it was him just doing wrestling in the ring. Was the promo, was it not?
Jack had a good time. He's drinking the bathwater. Backstage, Grayson Waller finds out he's not one of the finalists for NXT Superstar of the Year, which is Braun Breaker, Nikita Lyons, Carmelo Hayes, and Toxic Attraction. He gets angry, his only setting, and says that Braun has been ducking him all year. He'll win the title when he gets his chance.
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind that feud, to be honest with you.
Neil, I'm a big fan of Grayson Waller.
He's improved the last few months.
Purposefully naff in what he says. Once you realise it's purposeful, that he is just a jock who hasn't got much of a imagination when it comes to barbs and whatnot, it works.
Yeah, I agree.
I hate you. Mom, you're a bitch.
It was one of his.
Yeah.
Hank beats Big Body Javi after the show, the digital exclusive.
We want Hank. We want Hank.
Shawn Michaels offers him a WWE contract. Javi arrives to complain about the loss, but Michaels laughs at him and calls him a prick.
When did that happen?
Apparently one of the WWE digital exclusives.
Really? Because that's interesting. Because I noted it was Wade who was saying that Hank is actually a developmental prospect in NXT, and he was paying his dues. But you have to pay your dues when you get there by being a security guard for a while.
I was going to say, I'm glad they explained that because it was so funny that he said that the crowd couldn't hear it. The crowd are also the only people who've seen him in NXT level up before this, but the crowd who weren't plants were going crazy for Hank, the security guy.
That's a Big Body Javi is finished. How do you come back after the defeat to Hank, the
Paul
security
Blart
guard?
beats you. They were so happy with him. And So yeah, he just beats him, and it wasn't much of a match, but he beats him. Crowd go crazy. He takes off his shirt, and he was so happy. His stomach was smiling.
I
Bless
think it's
him.
a big scar now for hernia, maybe. or
Oh, is
something
that what it was?
Yeah, something
Oh,
like that, yeah.
no. Oh, what a dick I am. Is it really that? Okay.
I
Sorry,
don't-
Hank.
Maybe it is. I don't know. It looked like a scar of some sort of surgery anyway. But the pop and the snap for the finish, when he just went through the gears,
Yeah.
he was like a tank with a Ferrari engine. From indeed.
God.
Big pop as well, though.
Big pop for the security guard.
Well in Hank, who looks like Seth Rogen.
Yes. Yes, he
Get
does.
in.
And Sol Ruka enjoys fun in the sun, but isn't afraid to test her limits.
I don't take life seriously, but when I get to NXT, I promise the other ladies it won't be a day at the beach. Fire, burn, ready to ignite.
Wow. He already talks like a Shawn Michaels promo. Well
She's
done.
a surfer girl.
Yeah.
That's that box ticked. We've got the
Yeah.
surfer girl done.
One word gimmick. You're hired.
Lovely.
That's it. Big body happy. That's 3 words. Nah, that's too many for me, mate.
You can either be big, you can either be a body, or you can either be Javi.
Yeah.
He used to play for Barcelona, if you say his name slightly wrong. Javi.
Well said.
Cheers.
Oh, not well said. Unwell said, because that's not his name.
Yeah.
And Carmelo Hayes in the main event talks about how there are no contenders left. He's interrupted by Solo Sikoa. What are you doing here? Yay, thank you for joining. They have a title match, which Solo wins to become the North American champion, which he should have done months ago.
Yeah.
But now he's gone to SmackDown. This is helping him out a lot more than it's helping the brand out, I guess.
He's going to be the bridge, isn't he?
Yeah.
Get some viewers on the old or the new white and gold.
I was going to say, yeah, even stranger than this, him having this title to show that he's a big deal, be a huge compliment for SmackDown and the Bloodline. Because then he can go, look, I've got a title. Roman go,
We've got it all.
stroke my leg.
That means he's going to get all of his cousins in and win the NXT Tag Team Championships and then the NXT title itself. We're going to have such a big bloodline, such a big family tree. After and Sika come out of retirement.
Oh,
Here we go.
Roman Reigns can be like a bouncing. Goes, oi, Sammy, where's your title? What do you mean?
You're not coming in.
He's not seen the sign. No, title's like, oh, come on.
It's like Roman Reigns speaks like saucy, sexy Wade Barrett there for you.
It's a good voice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then after the match,
ooh.
it's like, and that was 1 year of NXT 2.0. Blah, 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 blah. It went from rainbow to white.
It's just a new logo. Nothing's going to change.
No, we hope not.
It's because people have. I can understand why, from a perspective of branding, a lot of people just see NXT 2.0 and go, "Oh, that's not what. That's not too enough kick paddy enough for me." So I can see why they've changed it, but I hope it stays relatively the same. Get rid of some of the really bad bits, but keep the fun. That's what it's been. It's been fun on it. It's been the funnest part of this podcast for the past year. That's for certain.
We've had fun. It'd be interesting to see people's reactions because I'm sure they're like, "Happy days are here again."
Yeah.
But interesting to see because we try to look. We try to be positive about the show. You especially.
Yeah.
You've converted me into liking bits of it because there's bits where I would go, I don't want to watch this. But then you would be so charismatic and so on fire about some of these bits. I go, you know what? I'll watch this with a different, more positive perspective. And God, you're right.
Because I grew
Not
up.
about every bit. You can't convince me about Joe Gacy. But
Oh, no, I don't like Joe
bits.
Gacy either. I
Yeah.
hate Joe Gacy. I wish he would go away. But no, I grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
And NXT 2.0 brought back a massive hole, 90s shaped hole that was missing in the world of
Yeah.
wrestling today. And that was the stupid gimmick.
Mm.
The gimmick that, because wrestling, I know Tom says, I agree with it. Wrestling is at its best when it's like inherently bollocks. And that's what NXT was. When they got the crap gimmicks right, your Wendy Chews and whatnot, the whimsical one, it was good. And I enjoyed it. And I'm sorry if me enjoying it upset you at home, but I can't help what I likes. So yeah. But I've noted here that Carmelo was wearing a shirt that read "Next Up." Could that mean he's now off?
I can see
What else
that.
could that mean? Unless he means next up is someone. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know. I would like
NXT next up, replace Level Up.
if he's not going to be the world champion the champion in NXT,
Hmm.
just get him gone. There's no point in wasting time, is there? He's too good. Too good.
He is. Lots of talent there.
Mm.
You know what else there's lots of talent? AEW Dynamite.
Woo!
Subtitled, Pizza the Action. Oh, I know what it is. John Moxley beats Sammy Guevara, despite interference from Ty Mello and Anna Jay, progressing to the final of the Tournament of Champions, to the surprise of no one. But whatever.
Yeah,
They did what they could.
I liked Mox mocking Sammy when Sammy was trying to out Mox
Hmm.
by doing strikes and whatnot at the start. That was good. Sammy selling that move on it was like a skull crushing finale sort of thing that Moxley did. The sell on that from Sammy was amazing. Another transition, another bit of cross dissolve action. Out the torture rack position into the bulldog choke from Moxley was
That was the highlight of the match.
come Tuesday off a gold tooth. And then William Regal, once again on commentary, giving advice of how to avoid a kick to the nads. There's a technique to pull them up inside of you, he says. And then when Ty and Anna J.A.S. are coming down to the ring, he says, will I get cancelled if I call these two ladies harlots on TV? And he's like, there's only one way to find out. And I don't think he has. Hopefully I haven't either.
Breaking news, William Regal is still...
fired.
No, it's still British. It's not his fault.
It was a good opening match of the night, though.
Then MJF cuts a promo on Moxie and says he's just playing a character to overcome his hard upbringing because he read his book. He talks about Moxie going to rehab, which talks about his book in great detail, and says he's the one demon Moxie can't overcome. I thought this was really forced compared to last week when MJF was doing a half mocking, no, it's great, everything's positive. And now it's just MJF doing the cheap heat. You're drunk. I'm like, so we're just taking 2 steps back then. It's just...
Yeah.
So we had no resolution on the work, shooty, worky, TK, and it's just, he's back now.
Yeah.
That's a bit underwhelming.
Initially, I was like, he's done his research again. He's gone in the history books and found some stuff out, and he's going to have a go at him now. I was like, fair enough. That's what he used to do back in the day. But this blurring the line sort of stuff, because he was doing it last week with the WWE references. I'm like, we don't need to, really, do we?
I thought that was like half the, am I leaving, am I not? Oh, where's this going? It's like, nowhere. So it's just MJF back with no explanation.
I don't know how
like Dolph Ziggler leaving the US title in a ring and coming back and then
lasting 2 minutes in the Rumble.
Yeah,
I can see it from both sides. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I'm intrigued to see where it goes, though. I assume he's going to win the title soonish rather than laterish. But I thought it was nice from calling alcoholism a disease that Moxley conquered. Thought that was nice. He's a nice man deep down. He's just an arsehole because of CM Punk. You see, CM Punk does nothing good for wrestling. He turned MJF into an arsehole, as we learned.
MJF's like, I was going to be a good guy against Punk, but he's not here, so I'll be a bad guy.
I'll tell you what was weird. Initially, I was thinking this is very weird because obviously we don't know who's going to win the tournament yet. And all of MJF's promo was about Moxley. And I'm like, is that not giving away the finish of...
That's a good point.
Because then again, he could be like trying to pamper up Moxley because he feels like he could beat him more than having to wrestle Danielson and out-wrestle him to beat him.
Yeah.
So maybe
that's actually a good point. You can't see MJF Danielson at all, can you?
So maybe he was just saying that just because you can see Moxley's as weird as that is to say, an easier target. But I felt like it was a bit weird just to not even mention Danielson once. I don't know. Good. Or Jericho.
Vegetarianism is the one thing you haven't been able to overcome. Danielson, whatever your name is. MJF then introduces his stable on retainer, led by his best friend, Stokely Hathaway. I was amazed that not even Stoke could get a reaction from the crowd for this bid, which went on and on. Stokely takes credit for talking MJF into staying in AEW. He's to blame. And implies that he's weaseled his way into the company through nepotism and blackmail. He then talks about what each member of the group wants. W. Morrissey wants to do whatever the hell he wants. All right. Lee Moriarty wants the Ring of Honor Pure title. The Ass Boys want the tag belts. And Ethan Page wants the All-Atlantic title.
That's the one everyone wants.
Right. Okay, cool. You know what? Again, love Stoke. I think MJF's very good, but this is the 4th or 5th stable of random assortment of lads that we've got, and it's beyond parody now.
Yeah, it's just too many wrestlers, don't know what to do with them.
Right, like Dark Order are a proper stable. They all dress the same. They're all together. They all wear masks and whatever. You can tell the Elite were obviously together. Death Triangle, obviously different styles and stuff, but very similar, high-flying, whatever, lucha style and whatever you call packs, like Geordie style. But this is like, between this, Ryan Nemeth and... Avalon's lads.
the wingmen.
Yeah. The
Mark Sterling's lads.
Yeah. Lethal and Dud and
Satnam.
Singh and Machine Guns, whatever. And there's probably another one I'm forgetting.
Probably. Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
Mark Sterling and his lads, or whatever. It's just, okay. Another one?
Yeah.
Right.
But I thought it was, especially now that they are a stable on retainer. So it's literally just when MJF goes, can I have some help, lads?
Yeah.
That's
hired
when they
goons.
come in. Yeah. Hired goons, literally. What are they going to do in the in-between bits? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, not a lot of story there, or emotion.
But there's a quote here, which I'm going to throw at you because I know, I'm a big fan of Stokely as well. But Wade Keller says, Stokely has a rep for his promos about getting himself over and not who he's with. And then Lewis, now our news chat here, has just said, a note from Wade Keller on the Pro Wrestling Post Show on Dynamite when discussing the long disjointed promo from the firm on Dynamite last night. Some people backstage think that Stokely is more focused on getting himself over than the wrestlers he's representing. Which I thought was an interesting, because it was all about him and MJF to start with. They're not like, here's why he's good, just here's why I'm with him and here's what he wants.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I mean, I mean, I kind of agree with what he's saying because Stokely is really good at
He is
talking.
really good, though.
And I haven't seen him do much recently with people because he's just been like, hey, join my
Jada.
lads.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, this is what we say later on. Hang on, can't say that. Can I? Well, wait a minute. I'll just say this, and then maybe I'll say the same point later on. This is page 1 of a new chapter for the film. They've just started. So maybe it would have made sense for them to do like one of those Super Bowl shuffles and be like, I'm W. Morrissey, and I want the title. I'm Ethan Page. I also want the title. Or just have Stokely, who is really good at talking, talk for them and explain that. So I think it's hard to judge right now.
Yeah, I guess.
If he does this every single week, then yeah, well, he's right. But
But if he's got a
hang
rep,
on.
that's a bit scary, isn't it?
He's got a rep for talking himself up.
Yeah.
Shut up, Young Bucks and Jericho. You're
More
jealous because
news,
you can't speak.
news from AEW, though. Christopher Daniels and Michael Nakazawa are no longer suspended.
Okay, so it's all the plus ones.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
all.
good.
I felt bad for Pat Buck and who else got unsuspended yesterday?
It was just him, wasn't it?
Whoever
Oh,
it was.
Cutler?
Cutler, yeah.
Yeah.
They got suspended for breaking up the fight.
I think
Poor
what they say they had
guys.
to say that they were doing something because there were so many important people backstage who witnessed it. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, you're all suspended. It's like, wait. But I think everyone was also probably yelling about, I did this, I did that. He goes, all right, you're all suspended until we find out what happened. And I guess everyone said, no, Pat Buck's trying to break it up. All right, fine. I
Yeah.
guess why they're doing it because it's like, everyone pretend to be serious now.
Good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yeah, you'd think so. Unlike now, where Jungle Boy, without a feud, issues an open challenge accepted by, Jay Lethal.
And without a Jack Perry, crucially.
Jack Perry.
He's gone back. He's gone back to just Jungle Boy. Jim Ross is in tatters. Ah, man.
That's why he's on the show. Like, I'm not doing this.
But I thought that was character development for Jungle Boy
Yeah.
all out. In fact, he's dressing more like just a normal man rather than a Jungle Boy. He's called Jungle Boy Jack Perry, not just Jungle Boy, but now it's just back to Jungle Boy.
Like MGF, it's like we're just going back a few months now. We just
Yeah.
we could just pretend the last 2 weeks didn't happen. Actually, I'm sure Tony Khan would like the last 2 weeks to have not have happened. But so yeah, despite Sonny Dutt trying to do his thing, he managed to escape. Reverse the figure 4 into snare trap, the submission win. Average match. Like I said, I don't think Lethal. He's all right. I'm not going to say
There's just a lack of investment for
It's
that.
just
Because again,
whatever.
as you say, just earlier there, it's another one of those just group of heels that we don't quite know what to do with. Jay Lethal is a glorified jobber at the moment in AEW because he loses all of his big matches. And this was just, you never ever thought that Jay Lethal was going to win because he's lost so many matches recently, despite the fact he was working the back, which was hampered on the bump on the, I think they call it the pyro grate or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
It all
The man
out.
great.
Yeah, but I liked Jungle Boy going for Christian's kill switch for at one point just to keep that alive, even though it's like a year away from them being able to do that.
Yeah.
9 months at least, anyway. But yeah, it's just that lack of investment. I've written down here, I felt numb watching this match. But again, that's just because of Jay Lethal losing all the time and meh.
Yeah, just whatever. Backstage, Alex Marvez, with the ability of teleportation, introduces best pizza chef Luigi Primo, a.k.a. Hall of Fame.
It's that guy from the video.
Yeah.
Bosh.
Hall of Fame nominee. He was immediately kicked in the face by Ethan Page. Went, hey, it's a me kick.
That was it. That's
Great.
I'm assuming he's going to be on Dark and Dark Elevation and whatnot.
Maybe. But it was good because Ethan Page showed up and did a gimmick which is based in some bit of reality. It's a while since I had one of them. It's like, hi, I'm a serious wrestler doing serious stuff. I'm sick of these. I'm sick of these dodgy. Danhausen. What a coincidence. And Page challenges him to a match on Rampage. Danhausen is so over because there was AEW Dark this week and he came up for a match and the crowd gave him the Brother Love pop. His reaction here was the crowd were cheering so hard that they were doing a bit where it's like, I'm going to get that joke on Rampage. And Danhausen, I guess, was supposed to go, yeah, me and you will team up against. Oh, no, it means me. But the crowd would cheer him so loud, they didn't hear what he was saying. So he just went, oh, crap. And then it was like, yay!
It is bizarre.
Wow.
If you're just going off what he's done in AEW so far, it is bizarre that he still is this popular because they've not done much with him, have they?
He's got that Twitter power, man.
Yeah, that is big power.
Yeah.
Big power.
It's when you say I'm big on YouTube, you're like, yeah, whatever. And it does work for AEW's audience. It's like, oh, you are really big and powerful, right?
Yeah.
You're going to lose in 3 minutes.
I hope Luigi comes back and gets a world title shot. Why not?
Oh, why not? Hey, Mance Warner can get one. Luigi Primo can get one. What we got? Darby Allin does a backflip on a tricycle. Good for him. That's exactly what I thought watching it.
Yeah, he failed the first time, but as they all
Whoa,
say,
dude. Yeah, whatever, Darby.
try
idiot.
and try again. It's going to go wrong soon.
And then Matt Hardy agrees, yeah, but says he wants to claw his way back to the top in AEW and challenges Darby to a match on Rampage. Importantly, show clips of him versus Matt's brother.
Jeff,
Ah.
but not called Jeff. It's just Matt's brother.
Matt's brother,
Don't
that's
you dare
right.
Google Matt's
Who's
brother's
Jeff?
name.
Don't know who that is.
Matt Hardy was the original member of Team Extreme. That's why he likes Darby doing little tricycle flips on big things. I don't understand what was going on there. What was that event? Because it was clearly
It was one of those X Games Red Bull things. I'm just like, Darby always, they do these bits that look like they cost a lot of money in setup. Like he dives up a bridge or he does this, and it lasts 10 seconds. Like, I'm Darby Allin and I'm mental.
I was watching this,
and that's it.
This thing from, I forget which pay-per-view it was, but it was at Darby's actual house, the way it also claimed to be. And it's a bit where Darby's in a car, a 4x4, and it goes over his house and through a caravan.
And he's like, well, that was Darby Allin, and just cuts away like, well, that's normal for him. He's mental. Powerhouse Hobbs squashes some lad.
1 step forward and 2 steps back. Nobody gets too far like that. That's Powerhouse Hobbs at the moment, yeah.
That's the third time we said this review of the show. Hobbs gets on the mic and brags about how quickly he beat Ricky Starks at All Out. Don't remind me of that. Starks comes out of the crowd and brawls at Hobbs, hitting him with a microphone and sending him out of the ring. Hey, look, these two guys aren't injured and are still around and weren't involved in the brawl. Good. The feud will continue.
Why did their match go 4 minutes at the pay-per-view, though? Why? Because that's ruined everything. Like, you can't have Starks getting a big win like that, and the way he did, like, one move, basically, and it's over. And then come out and have him face a jobber for no reason. And then have Starks come back and challenge him and Powerhouse run away. It feels like we're going round in circles.
I don't know why Hobbs ran away, but apart from that, Starks having to overcome something. It's like, Hobbs is going to batter you, right?
Yeah.
That Starks is carrying on. It's like, okay, that's a cool thing. Yeah, get him. But now it's like, okay, can you see Starks beating Hobbs? Or can you see these two staying away from every other group and clique? They're in AEW.
No,
he's going to have to join somebody.
Why did that match go 4 minutes? Like, why?
Because they went, this show's going a bit long.
So
some of the EOs involved in the company.
That's one of the matches that should have stayed longer.
I know. I'm 100% with you. Swerve and Our Glory retain the tag titles against the Lucha Brothers. Why these guys get the tag title shot? Who cares? It's AEW! Boom! It's time to ignite.
Wait, it's because we've got 2 sets of titles, and if we get the third, we'll be the undisputed kings of the flipping world.
Yeah,
something like that.
That'd be kings of the flipping world. That's exactly right. However, I'm only pretending to be a bit annoyed there because I love the Lucha Brothers, and this was a lovely little match. What else happened with my notes?
While you find that, I'll go. It was just a big old dick swinging contest at the start with the flippy lads in the ring, and then Keith got in, and then Keith Lee got hit by a destroyer done to him by Penta off the back of Phoenix, and that was class.
Yes, I was going to say, all right. And then, so Swerve's in the middle of the ring, getting pinned by Pentagon, because after he hits that thing where he drops from his head. It was 1, 2. Keith Lee's on the outside, picks up Phoenix and breaks away. Charge! 3. And he took up the lights. Oh, Jesus. That would have been amazing. It would have been a horrible thing to happen, but that would have...
That would have been great if the light that's screwed into the ceiling came down.
Like Vince McMahon during $1 Million Mania. Paul. Anyway, sorry about that. But yeah, lovely little stuff here. But then, the Acclaim come out.
Pop.
Again, probably the most popular thing in AEW right now. Get the pop, and they're serious and go, hey, look, listen, you Josh and Drake looking asses. We're going to beat you next week at the really big show. And that's it. Never interrupt our promo again.
I saw Lizzo at that, was it the Emmys over the weekend there? So that's so naughty of Max Caster to say that to Keith Lee. It's very naughty.
He was very... Looking forward to doing shows in the UK after that.
But
anyway, moving on.
I think we should give the Acclaimed pop its own name.
I
don't know if you...
Ask Boy Pop.
Have we got a name for a pop that sounds like a goal from like a 1950s FA Cup final? Where it's just like almost radio static noise. It's so loud it breaks the microphones.
Oh my God, the scene's here.
It's one of them, isn't it? The Acclaimed pop.
Yes.
Really, they need to win next week. I hope they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do.
Yeah.
Go on, the Acclaimed.
They won't.
They will.
We're going to join a clique. No. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Pac is interviewed backstage after Lucha Brothers' loss. He talks about being the first double champion in AEW history. Yes, he is. Nothing could stop him. Is hit with a Superman punch, but it just looks like it's off camera. It's like that.
It's like Inspector Gadget on an extended thing, wasn't it?
Hey, smell my flower. All right, punch. And then it's like, oh my God, who? It's Orange Cassidy. He goes, nah, whatever.
Yeah, it was like, we'll see you next week or something.
Yeah.
Nice how he put the microphone down very gently.
Yeah.
Very courteous of the guy.
He should, good he didn't imitate him and go, yeah.
I'll butter you next week, you little dial-em. Bosh.
Tony Storm and Athena. Hey, hang on. Athena, because Hikaru Shida was beat up on Dark.
Oh!
They didn't explain this, but if you
I
watched it,
completely missed that.
Yeah, of course. I'm just realizing, looking at the notes. Yeah, she was beat up and couldn't make this match. Don't know why.
Oh, fair enough.
Team up take on Britt Baker and Serena Deeb. Rebel distracts the ref while Britt and Serena use a chair on the champion, who gets pinned by Deeb. After the match, the heels do a beatdown, but Jamie Hayter runs in, only to join him with the beatdown.
Is this because she's sending a message to Britt Baker's in like, I could have had you, but I'm not going to have you yet because I'm going to have you later?
Yeah.
So I thought it was a bit, when she came and just went like, I was like, oh, she's not going to join her again, is it? But then she didn't. I was like, good. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
We need to continue the tease and the turn and whatnot.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I thought Serena Deeb was the star of this match. She did good stuff for both of her adversaries in this match there. But then the champion got pinned.
People will be upset about that, but you got to be keeping stuff going every week. So I'm all right with that in a tag match, a champ getting pinned.
Athena could have hit the pin there, surely, though.
They're doing a 4-way next week, and Athena, by losing 2 televised matches, the times on TV, has earned a title shot. AEW, everything's fine. Cool, calm down.
Yeah,
it's just completely off the rails.
That 4-way came out of nowhere, obviously. Because this, obviously, Deeb was just brought into this picture on Friday during Rampage with her match, wasn't it? So that's quickly happened, and I don't know what to say there.
Yeah.
Back to the ladies there was no other ladies match in this week's show, was there? They're back in the spot, aren't they, just before the main event? Yeah, they are.
Yep.
Back in the no man's land. That's Tony Khan.
No man's land. Very good.
Oh!
That is such a good, but you didn't realize that, did you?
No, I didn't.
No man's
I'll
land.
take it.
But in the yes man land, Danielson beats Jericho via submission to reach the final of the title tournament. I thought this was a lovely match, a different style of match than the one they had at the pay-per-view, with Danielson only getting an injury.
Obviously, because Jericho had different music and different tights, therefore you know he's not going to wrestle, he's going to brawl.
Yeah. No white zombie, very upset. But yeah, so he's not able to beat the Lion Tamer, but Danielson did beat Jericho. Did you know he was 0-6 to Jericho before this match?
Was he?
Yeah.
I still can't believe he lost at the pay-per-view. I can see why they did it if this was... Well, no, because they didn't know this was going to happen, did they?
Well, this is a tournament match, but still, there wasn't anything with Garcia in this. I was all right with him losing last time because it set up this, and was like, he was watching backstage, but I'm like, all right, great.
I kind of like that because it was like it's a tournament thing. It's like he's in a privileged position, isn't he? He's got the 2 daddies fighting over him. I'd love to be in that position, having 2 daddies fight over me, especially 2 sugar daddies like that. Let me tell you,
Tommy Dreamer. I'll take them both. Sorry, no, good match.
Yeah, really good back and forth thing. I liked how Jericho forced Danielson to have like a match with him. Like a brawl, rather than just like a wrestling match. Even though he won the first one, it was still like via nefarious means, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So it all made sense.
Which means we'll get the Painmaker versus Danielson. No.
Keep the eye makeup away, Jericho.
Yeah.
And I thought there was a nice little story with the ankle towards the end, and Regal on commentary like, I can't blame him. I'd have done the same thing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smashing job all around here. Again, it's a big old tournament, so it's obviously building up to what is going to be a cracking episode of AEW next week. Hopefully to make up for this okay one this week.
It wasn't too bad, was it?
It wasn't too bad. It's just some of the stuff's like, okay, if you've been watching this every week, which we do, because we actually like AEW, so it's like, is this what we're doing with this?
It does feel like certain, like,
right.
If AEW was, or each feud is a book, it feels like certain chapters are missing from certain stories, like the women's one, just going straight to a 4-way for the title. This match, obviously we'll get next week, Danielson versus Moxley, a BCC derby, so that'll be good, and I can't wait.
And I can't wait for the Acclaimed to win the tag titles.
Yeah, if they don't,
now we've said this, it's not going to happen.
I reckon that arena might get burned down if they don't.
Ooh.
With tennis rackets, just flaming tennis rackets flying everywhere. It's Arthur Ashe, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, grand
He'll do a running.
From the heavens. I assume he's dead. I don't know.
I think he's dead. They're excited for next week and the next segment on the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
Let's have a little look in the mailbag.
Oh my God, where the hell did you come from?
Christ.
He's just been missing for a bit and he just popped back in the room.
He's
Magic
like
man.
He's like Marvez. Bloody hell, mate.
We'll be looking out the window in the garden tonight. There's a little Andrew there in the grassy knoll.
It's like that red lad in Insidious. Hello, lads. Sorry.
You get
Thank God for that. I know that one.
Yeah.
Give him a laugh.
Oh, I feel bad now.
Like a ring bell at an indie show. It's just laugh.exe.
I just feel bad when everything goes over my head and you don't get the reaction you deserve. So I want
it was good. It was good.
See a chortle there, but what I got was
it's just
Nelson Muntz.
Yeah.
Haha. Just watch Jack. And I'm not trying to like be like, hey, here's a crazy reference, guys. Oh, you don't get it?
No, it's just me.
It's me to actually like, hey, it's whatever then.
I'm too boring to broaden my horizons.
No, I'm too nerdy to be relatable. It's okay. Just watch Jack's video on the PWI 500. Oh, Jack's great.
Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah. Thanks, lads. I can't even count to 500. And it reminded me of something that's been on my mind for a while now. He mentioned the decline of Adam Page's title run. And it seems that most babyface champions seem to have their reigns peter out. That'd be a good name for a wrestler, wouldn't it? Peter out. Either the fans will turn on them, like Hangman Andrew McIntyre in 2021. Wait, hang on, when did that happen? Or won't be booked strong.
Well, because that's when Drew turned into a nerd who read books and was making historical references. I remember that man with his crabs in the cave. Eh? No, Drew.
Crabs.
It was something
Spider in the
spider.
cave.
Crabs in the cave.
And the crabs are like, blip, 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 blip. And I went, aye. So my question is, why do you think these major promotions struggle in booking face champions? Are we as fans discontent with the so-called white meat good guys these days? What are good examples of top face championship reigns? Anyways, thanks for reading this. Love your work. And I hope you're doing well. Sincerely, former Newcastle United striker Les Ferdinand. Sir Les, put some respect on that man's name, a.k.a. Pro Gamer 3X from the Chicagoland area. Thank you very much, Pro Gamer 3X from the Chicagoland area, and Sir Les for watching.
Do you know what the biggest issue is, Maffew?
Go on.
Heels. Because the heels are always way cooler and more relatable. The baby faces, by and large, are the people who, at school, were the bullied and not the bullies.
I'd say that was true of WWE the last few years. Absolutely. It's like, why are these? Well, the heels would always come out and be cool, and the faces would be like, smiley, smiley, hello.
The heels always say the thing a real human would do, by and large, in a sort of situation like that, while the baby faces go, it's so good, nice to be here, and
But and that's why it lends itself to being better for the baby faces to chase after the titles that like a top heel has got as well, right? Because you've obviously got the excitement of that big heel's about to be toppled, amazing. But then after that, what happens really after that? Development-wise in stories and stuff.
That's the end of the story, you're right.
Yeah.
So that's why Hangman Omega was one of the best stories AEW's, maybe the best story they've done in terms of long-term booking. And it's like, what now? It's like, well, that's over. It's time for the other one. And always the very start of the shows, obviously the worst. I tried watching the Lord of the Rings show, the one I want. It's doing nothing for me, this. Especially when it's like, we spent 20 million quid on this. And you go, yeah, but that's a green screen. I can tell that is. It looks naff. So... But then people are like, yeah, but stick with it. I'm sure episode 8 will be like, wow, what a show. But like I said, that's what right now. Part 1 of the next story.
And it is I guess it's more, well, no, because AEW were guilty with it with Hangman as well. But that step after, the next feud, it just wasn't there for Hangman, was it?
No.
What was it?
And it was loads of stuff,
Adam Page
wasn't
going,
it?
hi, I'm Lonesome Cowboy. I'm a sad Lonesome
He had the
Cowboy
match
with no friends.
With Danielson, didn't he? He just sort of went into those big barnstorming matches with Danielson straight away. It's like, you need that next story to keep the people invested.
And that's the thing, like the matches, don't get me wrong, like the matches these baby faces have can be phenomenal, but it's just the storyline. Like the crook, there's no crux of a story, there's nothing there substantial wise to keep people sort of invested in why you are the champion.
And I should say, Big E was the same, just to keep things even, because I know people will be going, he's such a shill. Well, I'm not a shill. I just like wrestling that's good. Big E got the same treatment as well when he won the title. It was all just, good, he won the thing, but then what came after?
Again, because Money in the Bank, I think it's just overdone as well. And it's people are like, what a great moment. I'm like, it wasn't. Big E went, I'm going to cash in, and then he did. People loved it, and I love Big E, but I'm like, they couldn't have had that on pay-per-view or a big event or saved it or anything else like that. But yeah, and then obviously got his legs cut out from underneath him because it's like, we need to put all our money on Lesnar again. So,
but that's Eddie Kingston's the one that comes to mind because he is like a heel in the sense that he says things that humans would in a relatable way, but obviously he's a babyface because he also is a nice man.
Yeah,
so you can't have the best of both worlds in this this package called Eddie Kingston.
Right, exactly. I mean,
big strapping lad.
Oh, certainly is.
Strapping young man.
Ding dong.
A lot of Chicago pizza on him, man. One of these major promotions struggle. What are some good examples of top face championship reigns? Like you said, then a little man named Steve Austin.
Yeah.
He was still a good guy because he was battling big people who were worse than him, even though he was being a bit of a dick. He was being a dick to people who deserved it, so it was all right. Nowadays, you can't even imagine having like someone like that nowadays.
Yeah.
like blurring the lines between heel and babyface. Sort of just sat there, aren't they? That's when they're like quite. That's when you get the best ones, I think, isn't it? When they
With an
sort of
edge.
tap into both. Yeah, when they sort of tap into both sides of it.
Yeah, I was
Cena
trying to
was a
think-
good recent one as well.
Cena's a great
US
one.
title reign.
I was going to say AJ Styles when he was SmackDown champ in 2017. I want to say he had a
Yeah.
long run,
Yeah.
and he was just
And again,
Great.
that's another babyface that had a heelish edge because he's going, "Oh, I'm phenomenal." That's quite
But
a
he
heelish.
was.
when it-
Yeah.
when
no.
you-
I mean, if you're the champ, you could say you're phenomenal.
Arrogance.
I know, it's
He's got
that fine line
arrogance.
Prove you're phenomenal. Oh, right, the
between
giant title.
arrogance and confidence.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm just saying it's quite a heelish. Like calling yourself, bigging yourself up like that. It's
I
quite-
want a champ to say, you know what? I disagree because
There was
Bret
no
Hart,
humility.
Bret Hart would often say, I don't know if you've ever heard Bret Hart say
No,
this, that
no,
he
yeah.
was the best there is. The best there
He
was.
said, "What?"
I know. And he had a good babyface championship reign when he was calling America a bunch of losers in 97.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Sir Les. Podcast pals, howdy. Oh, I'm on page. Longtime fan and patron subscriber. Thank you, pal. Love the podcast every week. You have all helped me learn to love NXT 2.0. And not a moment too sooner. And I hope some of what makes it special survives the transition into the new white and gold era. Ooh. In this dark time for fans of the Cultaholic promotion of the half year, thank you, I thought of a question to help us reflect on the good times. You're right. Wait a minute.
What's getting me through is, Maffew, is the hope that it's not going to completely go back to kick pads and kickouts, and that we keep some of the wacky. Get rid of Joe Gacy, get rid of the crap gimmicks, but keep the wackiness. Quincy Elliott's the boy.
Oh, well.
Well, the diva.
Is he the scooter man?
He is the. How dare you reduce him to just the scooter man?
The only one who could ever.
He twerks
me
on the
was the son
ring
of a scooter man.
post.
What?
He does Goldust's little. He dresses like King Mabel. Sorry for slapping you there, Maffew, on the arm. He's got everything the man has.
Yeah.
All the gimmicks, all the charisma, everything,
And a scooter.
and a scooter.
Just to top it all
Crucially.
off.
Like Jack,
The cherry on the
driving
top.
around Newcastle. What wrestlers from a previous era do you think would have thrived in NXT 2.0? This question, imagine you know nothing about the wrestler and are seeing them for the very first time when they arrive in NXT land. I think the lazy answer would be just to list a bunch of new generation era profession type gimmicks, but I think the appeal of NXT 2.0 is more subtle and complex than people admit. My pick would be underappreciated, ruthless aggression era mid-carders like a young Kennedy? Or MVP. By the way, I always thought his thing was he'd go, Mr. Kennedy, and then he paused, do Kennedy again, because his name was Ken Kennedy. So Mr. Kennedy made sense. But he started just doing Ken, Kennedy. So I was like, how many K's are in your name?
Oh.
Oh, no, wait, hang on.
It's like when they pitched Kofi Kingston to win King of the Ring.
Oh, no.
That was the story from Kofi Kingston, by the way. I'm just
Really?
Yeah. So, but he was like, no, we can't do that because what would you call me when I had the crown on my head?
Oh, yeah.
Big issue.
That's
there.
pretty bad.
And that lovely question is from Newcastle United head groundsman Michael Curran. In brackets, I know it's not a player, but I think we can all agree the head groundsman's work is underappreciated and deserves celebration. Well done. Yes, well done to the Brandon Cutler of Newcastle United, Mr. Michael Curran himself. Actually, Ethan from Portland, Oregon, USA. Thank you very much,
a
Ethan.
deep bit of research there because not
Well
even
done.
I knew the name of the head groundsman at Newcastle off the top of my head.
Well done, Ethan. Thank you for Michael Curran, and you're from Portland, so thank you for Blee Jack Haynes, I guess. So, question is, who would have fit in well with NXT 2.0's wacky gimmick, underappreciated period? Because Kennedy's a good one.
I was having a look there. I don't know if it's a little bit too late for the ruthless aggression era, but do you remember when Charlie Horse was doing the impressionist stuff?
Oh, yes.
That in NXT 2.0. That might be pretty good.
Impersonating the wacky gimmicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come Tuesday. He just wears some stilts.
I wish
Charlie Tuesday.
I wish that was just part of canon. It's just a shame it's not part of canon yet. It's going to happen.
I'd say
He could be pre-come Tuesday.
just excited to see you Tuesday. Pre-cum.
He could be
why are you even trying?
the ghost of NXT future. Stale come Tuesday.
Oh,
Crusty cut.
hard tissue.
He could play Come Tuesday when he was a child. Potato Water Tuesday.
Oof.
Do you remember that saying from back in the day?
No.
I don't think I've heard that
Produce
before.
some potato water. This is what a teacher told us in school when we had the sex ed class, yeah.
In your sex ed class,
He
they
was
said
just
potato water.
They were on about masturbation. He's just like, when you first start doing it, you might just produce some potato water. I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, I never forget. He goes, you'll understand what I mean when it happens. And you do. So,
Just your mum hearing, potato water. What? What's he yelling?
yeah, it's potato water.
Hey, Mum.
The man was right.
Oh my God.
My sex ed was even worse than that. They went, all right, who doesn't know? And no one dared put their hand up. Ah, we know, like, way, I've got 2 kids in the way, pal. So that's it. No titty water for me.
Yeah, sex at school was fun. Up the ass.
Anyway, back to the question, boys.
Thank you, Ethan from Portland. My answer would be the Boogeyman.
Oh.
Because he's a gimmick that WWE have loved so much that I think people love him because WWE love him because, God, he was bad in the ring. But as we've seen in NXT 2.0, with enough management around him, he could have done a lot better than just lying on Tough Enough.
Yeah. Oh, that would have been good, actually.
I went back and watched, was it WrestleMania 22 when he had the match with Booker T?
Yes.
Oh, when he was taken as a serious threat.
Yes.
And Booker T, former world champion, had to run away scared. Amazing scenes.
Wow, that story was so good.
Charmel getting worms in the mouth.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, the first half of that question, I was like, it's Doink the Clown, isn't it? Evil heel Doink the Clown is the perfect
Oh,
one.
yeah.
But then we can't pick new generation. So I was like, we'll go back to the drawing board. And I'll just, everyone's favorite ruthless aggression sort of mid-carder that never was, Sean O'Hare.
Oh.
Devil's advocate.
Yeah.
I was going to say that's a great one as well because we're watching 2001 SmackDown, me and Tom, and there he is, Sean Tornbaum doing this and looking £1 million.
The Natural Born Thrillers. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. And the crowd going, Sean O'Hare and Chuck Palumbo, mate. They're going nuts for these lads. Oh, my God. Yeah.
What a
Also,
time.
shout out to Marcus Corvon,
Yes. Yeah.
who I think can be the answer for who do you think would have been good in this? Marcus Corvon.
Get Midian in there as
anytime.
well.
Midian?
No.
What?
What? I'm out of way. Am I thinking of the right person?
Midian.
Wait.
Kevin Thorne?
Yeah.
Oh.
Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Oh.
That's what I'm thinking. Oh my God. Jesus.
2007 Midian. Oh.
Oh.
He could have been Pork Ted.
I
He could
meant
have been Pork.
Mordecai. Oh God.
Mordecai was, yeah.
Spooky.
Because he was rubbish as well in the ring, but
Yeah.
people love that gimmick. Inexplicably. God. Hi, guys. Hi. Love the podcast. It is a highlight of my weekend. Ooh. I've got a question for you as a follow-up to Jack's excellent 5-star wrestling matches video. In your opinion, what's the best match not to receive 5-star rating? Ooh. Keep up the good work from Georgian superstar,
Tamuri Ketspire.
Tamuri
Wow.
Ketspire, a.k.a. Michael from Aberdeen, Scotland. Well, everyone's got a gimmick now. Thank you very much, Michael from Aberdeen. Best match, this is 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. So as you all know, this isn't, all right, that's it. Officially, the Wrestling Kingdom has spoken, and it's 5 stars. It's Dave Meltzer.
But for some people it is, because that's the bit. I'll never forget, there was an episode very early on in the podcast where we're speaking about Dave Meltzer's 5-star ratings. And you know when you think about the right thing to say several hours after the podcast ended?
Every week, Ross.
Jack, I'm sad he's not here because he was getting a bit like fired up because he gets fired up when he's defending Dave Meltzer. And I was like, I'm trying to think of the right thing to say. And the thing, like, Meltzer's, it's like a TV guide. Oh, I'll check out that match because this man said it's 5 stars. But it's the people who use the 5-star. Well, Andrew, you're wrong because Dave Meltzer gave that 5-star.
Yeah.
You can't not like that match.
Yeah.
Well said.
That's a good.
That's what I should have said about 5 years ago. And I think about it all the time.
You know, there's people who are like, thank you, Ross. We've been waiting for that amendment. But no, I agree. It's what, like Barry Norman says reviews films bad, and you go, well, I liked it. Stuff
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
So-
who cares, yeah.
But there are people, because if you invest your opinion on someone else's opinion, I guess, or your value in someone's opinion, then you have to almost justify your bias on it, because then you're like, well, why are you listening to that person's opinion if you're not going to use it? Which gets a very complicated situation. But
Yeah.
And now when wrestlers are going in their promos, like Ospreay and Omega, I've had more 5-star rated matches than you. I'm like, great. Ooh. I
All
really
right,
feel
Kenny
the-
Omega.
You're right. I feel the intensity in this feud. Anyway, so best match that you think Meltzer should have had given 5 stars, but he didn't because it wasn't in Japan.
There seems to be quite a few. Mine is I think a lot of people would probably consider this one as well, is Michaels and Taker at WrestleMania 25. Like the first match that they had together. Obviously, they had one afterwards as well, but like this one was, oh my God, regarded, I think, by a lot of people as probably the best WrestleMania match ever.
Oh, nah, I mean,
No?
Bret Austin.
Well, okay. No, fair enough.
But
Yeah,
no,
that's true.
that's still an amazing match, though.
Yeah. But like, yeah, that I think for a lot of people, that not getting 5 stars is bizarre because I feel like a lot of people always go, what are the top 5 wrestling matches, maybe top 10 wrestling matches of all time? And I feel like that would be one that would be on the list.
Which one of them didn't give him a scoop? So he's getting his own back here. That's what I'm asking. I reckon Michaels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would have been 5 stars if you hadn't vacated the title tonight. So. What about you, Ross?
I'm going to go for one of my matches I gave to Tom Campbell on Cultaholic Island, Desert Island Graps. One of my 3 matches was Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne, NXT TakeOver Chicago. I don't even know what you say about this match. Just a great sense of pride came over me watching that match because people weren't excited, were they, when they were making their entrances? I mean, certain people were because, certain people knew, but by and large, it was like, whoa! It was like the Bobby Lashley pop going through the match all the way through to a big crescendo of, But yeah, really good. Obviously, Pete Dunne won because Tyler Bate went on holiday or something.
He'd do it like that.
That was
for the next few years.
Story, wasn't it?
Oh, he does that mad dive out the ring, doesn't he, as well? But he don't quite land properly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the story, wasn't it? Oh, have I said something I
Again,
wasn't meant to say?
I thought you were doing a joke about him going to NXT UK.
No, I'm sure. I don't know if I should have said this on the podcast, but we'll go with it anyways. It was years ago.
You're on holiday.
I'm sure he was meant to do some sort of appearance for the company, but he was on holiday. He was like, I can't do it, sorry. So they were like, oh, we'll take the title off you then. See ya. I'm sure that's what it was.
Oh, I remember that back. You know what? I like that. Let's say that's true now.
I'm going to Cavos with the boys.
We'll make an amendment next week. So we deeply apologise.
He didn't invite
They went to
Dave.
Ibiza instead.
That's why he didn't get the 5 stars.
There you go, yeah.
There you go.
Or maybe he did invite Dave and something scandalous happened in
Oh,
Cavos.
Give
maybe.
me the gossip. Right, I'm on holiday. Bastard. I'd like to jokingly say every Volta match that he hasn't given 5 stars to, but he has given a lot of really high ratings to him. So I think
It's his most recent one, isn't it? At the castle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Sheamus. Big Shamu.
Oh, Shamu, yeah. Who was the wrestler of the year last? That's right. Banger after banger after banger.
You can get that on a t-shirt now, you know.
Good.
Can you?
Yeah.
Are you going to get one?
No.
Oh,
Are you?
nope.
So I'll say instead of that, RVD versus Jerry Lynn in ECW.
Oh.
Dave only gave one. It's sad that I know this, I know, but this is what we talked about on message boards years ago. One ECW match 5 stars, which was the tables 2 out of 3 falls. No, sorry, beg your pardon. 2 out of 3 falls match between the Pitbulls versus Raven and Stevie Richards.
Yeah.
And that is definitely deserving of 5 stars, but no RVD Jerry Lynn match.
Wow.
Particularly Living Dangerously 99,
That's
which is
such a good match as well.
I need to go back and watch that.
that's when it goes to a 20-minute draw, and RVD's the champ, and the referee goes, well, you know what? I'm going to give it to Jerry Lynn on points because he did so well, which is interesting. Never seen that before in wrestling, but you're like, yeah, fair enough. But then Jerry Lynn goes, I don't want to win the title that way. Then wrestles RVD for a few more minutes, then loses, and that sets up more matches later on. You know,
I'll never forget
so good.
reading about a story where it must have just been after the invasion angle ended. They had RVD take on Jerry Lynn on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Was it Sunday Night Heat? And
Yeah.
they just cut everything out and just made it like 5 minutes long, and everyone was like, "What the hell?" in the arena.
Every
Well,
bit
he
of Jerry Lynn
wasn't.
offense they took out, because that was after the time when Jerry Lynn decided he did that little promo. It just didn't work for Jerry Lynn in WWF during that period of time. And then he did that. Hey, did I do a good promo for you, JR? Huh? JR's like, okay, let me make a note down. Yeah, cheers, pal. Cool. So yeah, then RVD's my pick. And if you have any, please let us know. But right now,
In the comments.
if you have any other thoughts, opinions, or people who manage grounds for Newcastle United, you can, of course, send your thoughts and queries to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Sorry, it's a nice old wrist piss.
Ooh.
Wagwan, it's my favorite trio of rambunctious scamps. Oh, this person's been eating a dictionary. It's your boy, the D2 Damager, with the ill behavior, the left back master, Celestine Babiaru. Sorry, I haven't been in touch in a while. The Wi-Fi at my gaff in Lagos, I'm Nigerian, is a bit rubbish sometimes.
So this is former Newcastle United left back Celestine Babiaro.
Of course, who we all know.
Emailing in directly from Lagos in Nigeria.
See, he can email from holiday. From you, Tyler B. Last week, I heard you discussing Action Bronson. I'm a huge fan and want you to know he's a legit wrestling fan. Even having a run-in with Bubba Dudley at an ECW show in New York way back when. I saw that online this week.
Hair,
Yeah.
Amazing, that, isn't it? That you had hair.
Yep.
What are you saying?
It's like when they show like an old TV show. It's like, remember back in the day, 20 years ago, and everyone's like, got hair or giant mustaches. He's loads of lyrics relating to wrestling too. And has even had RVD and Sabu smoking the devil's lettuce with him on his Ancient Aliens show.
What?
That's just a bunch of words, isn't it? But you know what? That's probably absolutely 100% true. As Bronson is a rapper and Hook is a grappler, I want to know who you'd pick to partner these famous musicians/wrestlers in tag team matches. Oh, God. Pick any wrestler or rapper you think would be the most suitable partner in these teams. If I've chosen a rapper, choose a wrestler and vice versa. Oh, God. If possible, please explain your working out. For example, if Bernard Sumner of New Order was to take on DIY, I would choose his partner to be the Blue Meanie because the connection in Blue Monday. Oh, you make it sound so easy, pal. Well, I see this going magnificently. So let's have a bash. Quickest head first. So it'll be you, Andrew, because your head's the nicest. Ross than me. Sting and Wrestler versus the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh.
Okay, so Wrestler, is it musician Sting or wrestler Sting then?
Oh, that's a good
Well, I
point.
assume that's musician Sting since he
Yeah.
wants a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's not a famous wrestler by the same name. Yeah, so Geordie Sting and Wrestler versus the Rock and Roll Express.
I want to see the dynamic between this Sting and Darby Allin against the Rock and Roll Express.
Oh. Just because of AEW or any more reasons? there?
I just want to see. I want to see Darby Allin come out and do Roxanne with Sting.
Why?
Just why not?
Yeah, Sting with Roxanne. That'd be put on the red light.
Roxanne. I don't know. I'm not sure. I just think it'd be funny. That's
Good enough
my
for me.
reasoning.
Well, I'm going to go for, just like the Bella twins used to do back in the day, old twin magic there, Sting, the musician, and Sting, the wrestler.
Oh, that's a good one as
You
well.
can't tell the difference, can
yeah.
The referee's talking and Ricky Mon. Turns around. Well, looks the same to me. Okay, that's good. Well, wait a minute. Northeast musician, Sting. If only there was a wrestler who could team up, who's renowned for teaming up with Northeast bands and really helping them. Gaza. That's right. Wait, that's not actually a wrestler, is it? Oh, sorry. I'll go
He
with...
could be if he wanted to be.
Yeah, you know what? Who's going to say no to him? I'll say Pac.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good
We're all
one.
for Northeast representation.
From both sides of the chain. Are they from both sides? I think they are.
Well, if you ask Sting, he's from not around here anyway.
I think
Hello,
he's
I'm
south,
Sting.
Is he south of the town, isn't he?
I don't want to comment because I don't know.
Whatever, yeah.
But now
They're around from
he
here
doesn't
somewhere.
choose the accent. Hello.
The arcs.
Hello, I'm Sting from Newcastle. It's like, all right, mate, sure you are. They could talk to Pac and they'd be like, sorry, could you say again, please? Anyway, Gene Snitsky and musician. Oh, Gene Snitsky versus Brothers of Destruction.
Ooh. Musician.
This is to replace Heidenreich, apparently.
Well, I've got Rag and Bone Man. Is it Rag and Bone Man?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's quite good.
You put the blame on me.
Yeah.
That song, yeah, because it
I'm only
wasn't his
human.
fault, yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
brilliant.
We'll move on. Nothing's going to come in. I'm kicking the baby. I'm only human. After all.
Just a baby tumbling through the air.
I'm only.
Just a middle mouth of a baby.
Oh my God. You put the blame on me.
Baby's just...
All right, take a bow, Ross. All right. Mick Hucknall and Wrestler versus 2005 Legion of Doom, a.k.a. Animal and Heidenreich. Oh, that's why Heidenreich was in the previous one. He's double booked.
You could have with Gene Snitsky as well. Sorry to go back. You could have Justin Bieber with Baby, Baby, Baby. Oh. Oh.
Baby tumbling with like...
Baby, baby.
Kicking babies is fun, isn't it?
Oh.
I kind of get, for this Mick Hucknall one, I can't get away from Lash LaRue just because they're both ginger.
Oh.
That's
Oh,
good.
that's a
Red
good
Mist
shout.
descends.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, because happens in Johnny Vegas' Ideal, and one of the
I've
storylines
not
near
seen
the
that
end is this ginger organization called the Red Mist. Anyway,
Give me a call.
I would say Simply Red is what
Yeah.
Hucknall's known for. So I'd say according to his matches he has on AEW Dynamite, Jon Moxley after 5 minutes.
I
Oh,
thought you were going to go for Amazing Red there. I'll change my answer to Amazing Red.
Amazing Red's a good idea.
Oh, if he's unavailable, Crimson.
Blake Christian.
Oh, it's not that far off.
Yeah. It's just like a younger version.
You're right.
Oh,
poor Blake.
Let's stop here. Right, Mick Hucknall is the new Big Daddy Dudley, right? And he's just got Lash LaRue, Blake Christian, Crimson.
Every ginger wrestler is laying to him. Undertaker in 2000 when he stopped dyeing his hair. And Power Slam dubbed him the Ginger Ninja.
Did they?
They did.
Brave.
They're very brutal to him. Orlando Jordan. Oh, the hits just don't stop coming here. And musician versus America's Most Wanted.
Velveteen Dream, because the America's Most Wanted bit.
I thought it was someone else, but all right. Orlando Jordan and musician.
Oh, go on, pick a musician.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I've just got one head in my mind and I don't want to say it.
I think it's the same one we've all got.
Is your mind telling you no?
It's like, Orlando Jordan, what's he famous? Oh, all right. Think of the YouTube monetization.
I'm gonna go for Childish Gambino.
Oh.
This is America. He's gonna expose everything about America's Most Wanted. Throw it all on the table.
All right, okay. That's a good way to go with it.
That name is still there, and I'm not going to say it.
It's I don't think of something, and it's all right.
Musician to team with Orlando Jordan. Flo Rida. Because Orlando, Florida.
He's got it. He's got it.
Oh God, no! Yeah, with the band that did the OC theme, California. I've got nothing for that one. Let's just move on. Sophie Ellis Bextor and wrestler versus Lay Cool.
Alex Wright. Murder on the dance floor. He could do the dancing and the killing at the same time.
DDT. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what song Sophie Ellis
Just
Bextor
murder on the
did.
dance floor.
I was saying murder on the dance floor. Isn't that how Ricky Dozen went?
I don't know.
We can't really say that. I'm very sorry. It did happen in a nightclub, so maybe he was dancing.
Oh.
We had to start a rumor now. Ricky Dozen was dancing at the time.
And Alex Wright saw him.
Alex Wright is such
got
a
him.
good. That's such a good one. Booker T and his Spinaroonie. Get him on there. Murder on the dance floor. Why
That
not?
absolutely takes some people out if they weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Especially at Rise.
Yeah.
Like bowling pins. Heather Small and wrestler versus Tay Mello and Sammy Conti.
Who is Heather Small?
I have to like full on look at.
This is
Remember
where we really
some of
expose
these
ourselves.
people.
Being
Yeah,
out
I've
of touch.
gotten. Is it
Heather
Fats and Small? Maybe is that
Small. Maybe it could be.
Oh yeah, okay. We have like Notorious B.I.G. and Heather Small, big and small.
Oh, M people.
M people.
Oh, what's their big song?
M people. Wow,
Something inside. That's a different band. So strong.
I haven't thought about M people in years.
Search for a hit. Moving on up.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not
Moving
moving
on
on
up.
Moving on. Yeah, there we go.
RVD.
Oh, that's a good one.
To get high.
Montez Ford. Got flying in the air.
Oh,
Moving on up.
that's a good one. I'm saying because of his new push and what happened on NXT, Solo Sikoa. He is definitely moving up in the world.
That's a good shout.
I've got that. I have that song the rest of me head of the day. Wow, that was not even English. I do apologize. Tyson Tomko and musician versus Edge and Christian. Because he wanted a beat, didn't he? No, he was supposed to give a beat.
Give a beat to Christian.
That's
yeah.
right. So,
Oh, beat
Well,
it.
the obvious
Michael
answer.
Jackson. Just beat it.
Yeah.
because he used to hang out with Christian, Cliff Richard.
Ah.
He's a godbotherer. Tyson,
Imagine
give me a prayer.
It's got the visual of Tyson Tom going. Christmas time. Mistletoe and wine. Since he can give a beat when he wants to, I'm just going to go for someone like maybe Max Caster or someone like, I know he's a wrestler,
yeah.
but he's also a musician. Just someone who wants the bass beat bed. In fact, no, I'll go for Greg Wallace because the Battery Biscuit bass is a fantastic song.
Bass.
Oh,
I like the battery.
Tyson
biscuit
Tomko
bass.
can produce the bass for that.
Tyson's not going cassette boy or something like
Yeah.
that. Harry Styles and wrestler versus Motor City Machine Guns.
AJ.
AJ Styles.
And
Oh,
and
Styles
his brother
is-
Harry.
Yeah.
That'd be a good match as well. I reckon Harry Styles has got a good flippy do on him.
He
Yeah.
has got that flippy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I reckon he does as well. Athletic man, isn't he?
He could choke them with these pants as well. He wears these massive trousers.
Massive
Yeah.
pants.
Whoa, get him on his neck.
And he,
Alex Shelley's neck.
oh, of course. And he did used to hang out with Kurt Angle at one time.
Did he?
Really?
Kurt Angle and One Direction did that one bit together.
I've never seen this.
I think you've dreamt this.
A lot of stuff I make up. That one, I promise you.
Kurt, what on earth would Kurt Angle do with
Oh,
one
he's looking at
Direction?
it. He's
Whatever
looking
you
at it. He's looking at it for us.
Kurt Angle, Harry Styles. Yeah. There,
Oh, what?
there you go.
No.
You
Oh, it's
unbelievers.
TNA era,
They
Kurt
look
Angle.
like father and son.
Look at him, he's got, what's
Harry
his-
Styles doesn't look that old. What are you on about?
he's got that, the one that likes the drugs up his nose and a headlock.
Oh, no.
Hang on, it wasn't in NXT. I don't know. Oh, he lost to Liam Payne. That's right.
Oh, what a shame.
Pain by name, pain by
Payne was
nature.
in a
Look
ma-
at him gone.
Mm.
That's not really him, is it? That's surely someone, a doppelganger.
What are you talking about? He wanted to wear a mask because he felt like it.
What? No.
Wow.
That's what?
The only erection for Kurt was looking at the light. Oh, look at that's it. He tapped out. Oh.
Imagine that, One Direction. You're going down, Kurt.
So I won't want to say Kurt Angle because that would give him bad memories, and we all love Kurt.
Yeah.
So actually, due to his neck, he could only look in one direction. Kurt.
Ah, that's good.
He's like Batman, but without the suit.
So I'll say, yeah, that's it. Yeah. So I'll say, because of how much they're on Twitter, I think Harry Styles and CM Punk, just the kings of Twitter, because that's all I've bloody seen this past week.
Mm.
If Harry Styles and that other fella doing that film together hasn't caused
Oh,
more
the one he
issues.
spat on, allegedly.
Oh,
He
yeah.
allegedly spat. Apparently, they're having big issues together. And so all I know is the drama. I didn't even know he was making a film until now. All I know is there's a lot of drama. And I'm looking at that the same way that non-wrestling fans look at all the wrestling drama going, it's all, how are you falling for this? It's all a big story. So
I'm going to go for with whatever might have happened between him and, I can't remember, Chris Pine, isn't it? I think that's his name. Have you seen the edit where he just throws a goat on his lap instead? It's pretty good.
that was so well done
It
as
was
well.
really well done. Like,
God.
just the way it flops. I'm going to say, because if he's spatting him or not, he's shooting hard, he's sticking up for himself. Eddie Kingston. Team him with Eddie
Oh.
Kingston. And they can just have a blow. They can just
The
have
real
a blow
people's
off, can't
champions
they?
there.
Yeah.
Harry Styles and Eddie Kingston.
Absolutely. I'd cheer for that any day. Actually, I don't know if Chris Pine has done out. So
I don't even know. I just saw the little bit where he's going to sit down next to him and he just lets a little go
does
down.
something. And then he sits down, but then he looks over at like the lass that sat next to Chris Pine. Kind of like looks over Chris Pine. What's going on?
And also, there's
Drama.
other bit where he's talking Harry Styles, and it's just cut off context to saying like this is a film where it's like a film, but not like a film. It's one of those films. And Chris Pine's in the background there, like it's frozen. So yeah, we know there's drama happening with that. That's all we know. So hope that answers your question. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Let me know if you're ever in Lagos, and we can go for a pint. Big up yourselves, former Nigerian Super Eagle and Newcastle Magpie, Session Babiaru, aka Rob Needham from Macclesfield. Thank you, Rob, and also Celestine. Cheers, pal. What a bloody Reese's Pieces that was.
One of the greats.
Whoa. Thank you, Rob. We appreciate your contributions. And if you or anybody else wants to carry on the lovely, lovely work, please send your Reese's Pieces to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Wow. What a lovely, weirdly edited edition of the podcast. Thank you again, Andrew. For
You're
sticking in
welcome.
last minute. You are the Savio Vega
Oh,
of
bless.
this week. But one little thing we have left to do, which is, of course, to thank the producers. This is the bit where you cheer after saying the name.
Yeah,
so, it
yeah,
makes
yeah.
up- so we know that they
Yeah.
are really special and dear to our hearts, all right?
Yeah.
Jacob Castle,
Castle.
Castle.
Chris Ruth,
Ruth.
Buddy,
Buddy.
Reno 2200,
2200.
Zero.
Nick Hrab,
Harby.
Hobby.
and Noah Anderson.
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 Oh, we got three there.
Ooh, there's a
Triple
punchline.
A.
I'm sure they'll all be counting their things there, but we appreciate that. Thank you very much, you lovely, lovely, scrummy bunch of lads and people.
Yum, yum, yum.
Mm,
Scrummy, scrum, scrum.
pig's bum. So thank you very much for that. The big question this week is, with the rumors of AEW, the Young Bucks sending out feelers to WWE to see if they're interested. Kenny Omega going to Japan to hang out with Sonic the Hedgehog and Kota Ibushi.
Wait there.
Not seen that.
Sonic the Hedgehog's in the Yakuza.
No.
He is, but we can't say it on camera. Shh.
Why do you think he wears rings on all his fingers?
Why do we keep on buying his rubbish games?
Shadow's there with his gun, just ready to pop.
What are we talking about this?
AEW.
Do AEW
Need
the elite?
Oh, that was
Ooh,
nice.
that was
really
nice.
yummy.
Need elite. Need elite anymore. Obviously, the start of AEW, we're not saying anything away from the sheer impact and volume that the elite had together with a YouTube show, their combined followings from New Japan, TNA, Ring of Honor, really making a big deal of themselves.
Being the elite as well.
Being the elite. The YouTube show, of course. Got them off the ground and everything else. Go up to Tony Khan and going, hey, us lads doing a thing together. Yeah, sounds good. Fantastic. But now we've got the recipe for a wrestling show. Does AEW need them anymore?
No.
Thanks, Ross.
No, they don't. Because as we all see, they have signed multiple, arguably bigger names from elsewhere who are a more integral part of the shows where Satya, well, even before the suspensions, obviously, but as with Satya, obviously now, obviously, I'm saying obviously more than Harry Kane does, and that's a record in the world,
Obviously.
in the Guinness Book. But yeah, I don't think they do anymore. I think certain bookings they've had an influence on in the past haven't gone down well, certainly with us here in the studio from occasion, thinking about the FTR match and every storyline where we must figure out who are the Young Bucks' friends, Andrew.
Yeah. I know that one.
From that aspect, I don't think would they be. I don't think they would be missed.
I think they'd be
And
missed.
I'm not sure that WWE want them anymore. I don't think that them going over there now would have the impact it would have done in years prior.
Oh, no, I think WWE would definitely have them still.
Yeah,
Oh.
me too.
Have them getting beaten up in a handicap match by Omos.
Sounds good.
That'll show them.
Yeah, already in the ring. Like, oof. No, I think Triple H is smart enough to know.
Yeah.
I want him. Yeah,
Maybe I'm putting my heart before my head here.
we could blame you. But yeah, I mean, wrestling is, see, it's one of the things that he's still dealing with this day when you've got people like Dolph Ziggler who've been in the company for, how long now? Like 12 years?
2006,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was even 05 when he was,
Oh, the caddy.
the caddy, but he was it 06 he
Yeah,
started?
Spirit Squad.
A Spirit Squad,
Oh, yeah,
wasn't
then
he?
Spirit
Yeah.
Squad. Then it must have been 08, late 08, maybe 09. Anyway, the fact is, he's been
Long
there
time.
forever. And wrestling used to be somebody would come in, do some stuff, and then eventually they'd sod off, and it wasn't a bad thing. It was they went elsewhere and did stuff.
Yeah.
Now we're in the period where that's actually kicking in again with people going, oh, hello, WWE, you look all right now. Scrummy. So, Cody Rhodes doing that. Not sure what's happening with Aleister Black at this point, but the
See,
fact
I think that's you've nailed it on the head there with him. I think he's going back. I think you've seen the likes of Gargano go back
Yeah.
and think, oof, I
Me
was in
too.
that same echelon back in the day. Money, scrum.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off
It's
there.
very addictive. No, thank you. So, we Young Bucks going to WWE, a few years ago, that'd been like unthinkable going, you were the dumbest idiot I've known. But now it's like, no, that's fine. Because if they ever decide to come back to AEW, you'd want them to be there.
Yeah.
People showing, what's that expression about people never leaving?
How can you be missed if you never go away?
There you go. Thank you. So, it's not like, yeah, go away, you stink. It's like, no, what else are they going to do? They've already won the tag team titles twice now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You could lose to FTR again. Have they lost?
They
it?
don't want to do that. No, they're 1-1. And as FTR were commenting openly only a few weeks ago, yeah, I thought we were going to take them on at the pay-per-view as well. What happened with that, Especially when Kenny Omega wasn't the book, just Kenny Omega by himself after the 6-man tag went, follow that.
Yeah.
And people did. It's like, okay.
In a different tag match as well. That was the best example of someone going, yeah, we'll follow that.
Yeah, we can. And we're not even the team that people think are good, but we're great now. So sorry.
Do you think they'd be missed there, Andrew?
I think they've been missed. I definitely think they've been missed with how loud the crowds were when Kenny came back. And the cheers and everything that the Bucks get when they come out too. I don't necessarily think AEW needs them though. I think there's enough people on the roster now that you can legitimately build up new stars that maybe deserve the top spot a little bit more than them maybe taking it away from people who deserve it. There's still lots of people in Jungle Boy, like him or not, Sammy Guevara,
Ricky
Starks, Alan Hobbs, like so many people that should really be starting to get built up to be in that top spot and kind of overtake the Bucks and Kenny Omega. So I don't necessarily think AEW needs them. I think they'll be missed, but yeah, I don't think. And it's the same, I guess, with CM Punk as well. I mean, the last few, I know we've only had like 2, 3, 4 shows or whatever it is since all the stuff's gone down, but they've proven they can do good shows without these people being on the TV.
Yeah, it is a weird one because obviously the mantra has shifted, hasn't it, in terms of how they recruit people. Tony Khan is now Mr. I'm not going to take this bull poo. I've got more money than Jim Crockett ever did. I'll give it all away to all the wrestlers around the world. So they're obviously looking, whereas when the company started, maybe they weren't looking at the WWE roster, but now they are quite clearly by multiple people have signed. So if there is a hole there, I'm sure that Tony Khan will get that bigger than Jim Crockett's checkbook out and use it. So no, this isn't us like crapping on the Bucks, is it? Because they're still amazing.
Yeah, of course.
When they have their matches, it's amazing. But I don't think they're as crucial as they once were, and I think AEW doesn't need them anymore.
Yeah, and I love, I think Andrew, who wasn't expecting this question, but has done a wonderful job of answering it, by the way. So fair play to you, pal. Said, yeah, how can you have people go up the card if the people who are always going to be headline, I guess, if they're going to be there, are always there?
Yeah,
it's a problem with every wrestling promotion that will exist until wrestling stops existing. It's like, okay, how do we? Yeah, you're the star, but we're going to need somebody eventually. Hey, if they just left. Anyway, it was interesting seeing how Kenny Omega's going to be treated in Japan, considering last time. Was it last time he tried to get in? Was that weird story that he claimed New Japan tried to block him from entering the country?
He stole some protein powder, didn't he?
Oh, there we go. Oh, I forgot about that.
He didn't do
no,
that.
He didn't. No,
that
he
was
didn't.
a joke,
No,
funny.
It was a joke that everyone took about somebody else. But yeah, so it was interesting if they've given him noise. He's actually sending out feelers like Young Bucks in Japan, going, "Hey, remember me? Are we good yet?"
So I think I was splitting them up into Kenny and the Bucks into two different things for some reason. But Kenny even would arguably have more of an impact just because he seems to be involved in more behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like I know the Bucks are also EVPs, but Kenny seems to do more with the video games, the big one. Because that's still obviously not out. When's that coming out? Is it February?
Is it the Christmas
February.
release?
Christmas.
Oh, is it Chris? It might be.
Christmas
I
release,
think
but-
a lot of games have delayed because God of War's coming out and nobody wants to like compete with that at all during the period.
Is
Really,
that the one starring Triple H?
that is the one starring.
So he's getting ready to play the game.
No,
I forgot a War 2 like.
I have it on screen as well. Like when Omega was missing for the last 10 months, I thought, while it was all about CM Punk and Hangman and whatever, I thought there was a bigger hole than maybe at the top of the tag team ranks, in the singles ranks with Omega missing.
Yeah.
That might just be me. I missed his presence, so I did. I thought he was doing some good stuff before he left with his injury.
Yeah, I'm not going to downplay his work or anything like that, but I didn't. And again, that's not an insult to him. It's just because there's so many bloody people on that roster. Why someone ringing me? Leave me alone. No, Kenny, I can't speak to you right. All right, you know what? He's ringing us. Kenny, you're great.
I've just got some powder. I need to get out of country.
The Yakuza won't help us. And I'm a member of them. No, Kenny, don't say that. Sonic's busy.
I can't ride on his back. What's happening?
Say in the background. Oh no, he's found us.
Hurry up, Michael. You're slowing us down.
Drop the belts, man.
Never. Well, answer that question. Give us your thoughts, opinions. Wait, let's have a look now. You already have. That's not a problem. We know how this game works by now. Oh, wow. Well, this has been a weird, lovely little podcast, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Yes, it has.
One for the ages.
Oh, definitely.
What?
Nothing. I just like being on things. It's fun.
Andrew, what have you got to keep people satisfied until you're next available?
We've got streams on a Monday. I will be streaming on Monday, even though it is a bank holiday. We'll be streaming on Monday. Looking forward to that. Oh no, indeed.
Press F.
So
Wait, what are you streaming on Monday?
we're gonna. This is what the chat wanted, by the way, as well.
Go
right?
on.
The chat wants a list, a tier list of the WWE DILFs.
Current ones, you mean? Or...
Current ones. We might put a few liberties in there as well. You know,
Hey,
we'll see.
the top, and let's
So,
be serious.
He's got, right?
Oof,
He's got.
goodness me.
He's got. So that's what we're gonna stream on Monday. And until then, I've not got much more. Just look out for me on news, and that's about it for me.
Lovely, Andrew.
We should say Andrew isn't being forced to work.
What?
Being
No.
given holiday days in lieu because there is a big old bastard bank holiday.
There
isn't
is.
Yes, there is.
But for me, I've got a tier list going out, which we did with Jack yesterday, with where we're going to rank all of CM Punk's AEW matches, all 23 of them in a tier list. And we also did a little roundtable discussion, which you will like, Maffew, discussing our wrestling conspiracy theories we believe could be true.
Oh,
Could be true.
I'm actually looking forward to that one. Can you give us an example of what one conspiracy theory?
The biggest, most obvious one I brought to the table was the Hogan black eye from WrestleMania. 9.
Okay.
And
Right.
the fact I found a quote from Jim Cornette who just summed up everything I thought about that as well. That was Macho
Right.
Man going, Bop.
Yeah, because Hogan's claimed a jet ski hit him in the eye,
Yeah, there
which
was
is also
4
the thing that took out Bruce Beefcake's face. So
Yeah, there was
weird that
4
happened to two
4
lads.
of them on the jet skis is his story, and then the split off, and then Hogan apparently hit a big wave. Brother went over the top, and his damn life jacket, he says, brought him back up to the surface, and the jet ski hit him in the face on the way back down.
So if Hogan says it, it's not true. So
But we go a bit darker, don't we? Than that?
There's a few.
Montreal
little
there?
ones.
No, we didn't mention
that. Oh, okay.
Don't even touch it.
it's too obvious, I guess. Well, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's about 45-minute discussion, maybe a bit less, but yeah, just a fun time had by all. I'm sure nothing bad will come of it.
Yeah, and you,
Oh, no,
you said
don't
the
say
tier
that.
list there with CM Punk's matches. That's good. We can reveal that Bobby Fischer's match is at 3.1. And sorry. And me and Tom, we pre-recorded all of our Cultaholic Classic SmackDown reviews because Tom is currently having a lovely time somewhere sunny.
The Maldives,
Is
Paradise,
that where he is?
Paradise Island. Yeah,
We're trying to figure out where it was. It looks ridiculously picturesque,
doesn't
doesn't it?
Doesn't look real, does
Like
it?
a cartoon.
Yeah, it's
Like
like,
we're saying, people in the chat with him, like, you're at the level in Sonic Adventure. The first, that can't be a real place. Oh, yeah, man.
There's just a giant loop,
Yeah, yeah.
like in the background.
Here's me in the
somewhere.
background. Like, come on, man. But yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. And until then, thank you very much for listening and watching and complaining in the comments. Oh, that feeds us. Thank you very much. If you have any thoughts and queries, send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. And the lovely, lovely Hall of Fame segment can be voted on at patreon.com/Cultaholic. You've been great. You've been great. You've been great. Guy behind the camera. Thumbs up. You've been rubbish. So now,
every week he's called Daniel.
Guy behind
Damn,
the
Daniel.
Daniel.
they don't know that.
They
whatever.
do.
Maybe they didn't know
He
that.
played a famous character potentially once upon a time
A famous
What?
character.
on our
Barney.
channel.
No, that was a completely different person
Well, I've heard different.
from Japan.
Must be like an El Generico, Sami Zayn sort of situation.
Yes.
That's right.
Dan loves orphans.
On that note, let's point at the screen and end this. Send this Cultaholic podcast back to the Shadow Realm. 1, 2, 3. Let's all say something. Press F for NXT 2.0 and no one else. All right. 1, 2, 3.
Yakuza!
Bye.